We got some breaking news. The Las Vegas Raiders have just fired Chip Kelly, and guess what? Our classic Chip, he's gone! F Chip Kelly, baby! See you later, Chip! Hasta la vista, baby! Coming up here on today's show, we're going to talk about the Raiders firing Chip Kelly, and guess what? It needed to happen. I don't mean to say I told y'all so, and I think everybody here, we had 1,000 people ready to rock and roll. We had 1,000 people ready to go. Why? Because this Raiders offense was an effing joke. The moment Pete Carroll hired Chip Kelly, and Chip Kelly, the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL. No longer, and after 11 games, Pete Carroll does something that he's never done before. He has fired 2 coordinators in his history as an NFL head coach. So coming up here on today's show, we're going to take questions from Raider Nation. We're going to celebrate the absolute shit out of Chip Kelly getting fired, but I'll also say this. I told you so. We did a video 2 weeks ago, and I had a source tell me that there was a lot of rumblings inside of that room that the Raiders are going to move on from Chip Kelly. I made a video yesterday saying if the Raiders lose to the Cleveland Browns, Pete Carroll's not going to have the stones to bench Geno. He's not going to have the stones to fire his kid on the offensive line, so you're going to fire the fall guy. Right there. Right there's your fall guy. His name's Chip Kelly. Here's the announcement that Pete Carroll said, and the Raiders literally just released it. I spoke with Chip Kelly earlier this evening and informed him of his release as offensive coordinator of the Raiders. I would like to thank Chip for his service and wish him all the best for the future. So here's what I want to know from y'all. Give me your one-word reaction down below to the Raiders firing offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. We're going to give some shout-outs. I'm going to stay live today as long as y'all want to get this thing going. I will be very honest and transparent with y'all. I'm not going to drink at all today. I'm not going to do that. I got some stuff that I'm personally, we'll just say, dealing with. So we're going to celebrate this. We're going to be banging. We're going to be having a good time. To the 2,000 people here that are watching this show right now, this is why you subscribe to the Raiders Report. I literally got home, took Chuck for a walk, wanted to sit down, and I wanted to get some dinner. Chip Kelly was fired. Alex looked at me and she goes, "Are you going back?" And I said, "Yeah, I got to go back." I don't know if the Raiders are ever going to show the level of commitment to excellence that all of y'all are showing right now here late at night, pulling up here to this show, getting your information. But I mean it when I say it. There's no place I'd rather be. Well, I'm not going to lie. Sitting on a beach right now, sipping a pina colada after a Raiders Super Bowl win sounds pretty flippin' nice. But that doesn't seem like it's very likely. I think I got a better chance of hanging out with Bigfoot, unicorns, and I don't even know, the Loch Ness Lake Monster than seeing the Raiders actually be a successful football team in the year 2025. I also want to give a special shout out to our young producer, first ever Raiders live show. Gage is here in the building because, again, it's late here where I'm at, and the only way that I could go live is if one of our guys decided to pull up and show out. So you guys are going to see Gage here in a little bit. I see finally down there below from Sony, hallelujah, from Daniel. Carroll's next with Geno. The point is this. People didn't believe me when I said, or maybe people didn't think it was even going to be possible because of how arrogant and how ignorant this Raiders staff has been, but Tom McMahon, gone. Chip Kelly, gone. The next guy, I guess, could be Patrick Graham, but I think he's got way too much love in that organization and way too much respect from a lot of those players in that organization. Chip Kelly was not liked in that locker room. He was not well respected in that locker room. But here's the thing, man. A lot of change is going to happen. I tweeted out an hour ago because I reached out to a source, and I reached out to that source, and they told me, get ready for an eventful day tomorrow. Tweeted it out. I texted John Spytek. John did not respond to me. This message is not from John. I want to be very clear on that. But as soon as I got the text that I did of getting ready for an eventful day, I didn't think it was going to happen this quick. I think the Raiders just said, F it, let's just get it over with, and they have decided to move on from Chip Kelly. You know who's here ready to rock and roll? Isaac Hernandez! Bang! See you later, Chip. See you later, Chip. Make it rain, Chip. Make it rain, Chip. We got 2,600 people here. I'm ready to celebrate the Raiders moving on, and I will say this. I did put out a video 2 weeks ago about the Raiders more than likely going to be moving on from Chip Kelly if they lost to the Browns. I also put out a video about Chip Kelly replacements if you want to go check it out. And what we're going to do here on today's program is I'm going to roll through and I'm going to talk about a lot of the things that I was talking about a few days ago, about a week and a half ago at this point. We will get into all that, but tonight's show is about y'all. Tonight's show is about celebrating the shit out of this game, and I mean it when I say it. I'm ready to go balls to the wall. And if you guys want to go balls to the wall today, I mean it when I say it. I hope you're ready to go. Give me some fire Pete's, F Genos. You can blame Geno down below because Geno Smith throwing up double birds to Raiders fans. Geno Smith calling a Raiders fan a F and B word really ticks me off and rubs me the wrong way. Gino, I hope you see this because I'll tell you this, there's going to be a lot more money falling when your ass is gone. I've already asked John to reach out to the Raiders. I've already asked multiple people to suspend Geno Smith for his acts, conduct detrimental to the team, and I'm going to keep on cranking up the heat. But if you don't think that we got a voice when you watch this show, you haven't been watching this show for very long. Mark watches this program. Mark listens to this program. I also got a lot of phone numbers as well. So I want to roll through the super chats here on today's show. If you haven't already, make sure you guys click that like button. I see some people asking about beers and stuff like that. I'm just going to tell you all this. If we get to 10 bangs, then I'll crack open some beers. You might be able to convince me with 5 bangs. Isaac's already got the first one. Let's go to Jose. I want Brian Dable or give me a young OC. That's the only option for me. Great way to end the night. This is a phenomenal way to end the night. And you know what? If you guys want to get in a duck race, I think it's another great way to add a little bit of excitement to today's show. So if you want to put some money in your pocket, I gave away a little over $1,000 today a few hours ago on this show. So if you want to get in, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. After the game that I just watched, after the year that we have had, bro, I'll tell you this right now. I am so ecstatic, and it probably doesn't look like I'm super fired up and I'm happy, but I am, man. I am super, super fired up. I am super happy for this move because it's another domino. And if you want Geno Smith gone, if you want Pete Carroll gone, if you want a brand new coaching staff, the more dominoes that continue to fall, the more likely that it is actually going to happen. So if you're looking up on screen right now and you got no idea what the hell you're looking at, scan that QR code for a chance to win some money. I don't know how big this pot's going to get, but I think after Chip got fired, hell, we got just as many people here watching as we did during that Browns game. Anthony F., the first person to get it in. You want to win some money today? Let's go. $20 Venmo, Mitchell Renz 365. Elias, what's up, man? Blame Geno. Ha, ha, ha. Real talk, though. O-line is the biggest problem. Won't matter who's at quarterback if they can't block. I agree with that statement. You're not going to be able to win in the NFL when your offensive line looks as bad as what this offensive line is. But also at the same time, I'd rather see Aiden O'Connell out at quarterback because I'm done with Geno Smith. And I mean it. Geno Smith, you can go fuck yourself. And I hope Geno Smith sees it. He's not going to write me back. And I know he's not going to write me back. He's too much of a coward. He's too much of a... Oh, man, I almost said something. Not going to say it. But I mean it when I mean it. I can't stand Geno Smith, and I hope he never plays another game for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I hope John Spytek listens to the text message that I sent him because I told him, suspend Geno Smith for conduct detrimental to the team. Because in the bylaws, you are not allowed to do what Geno Smith did coming off the field, throwing up a middle finger, calling a Raider fan a fucking bitch. Your only fucking bitch here, Geno, is your dumbass. Elias, I hear you, though. The offensive line's got to get fixed. But that's another problem with Pete Carroll. Imagine if there were Raider fans out there that tried to tell our coaching staff it doesn't make a lot of sense to draft a running back at number 6 overall with this offensive line. And imagine our coaching staff tell us, but we have Alex Kappa. Okay. All right. Let's go to Poseidon. Benefit in the night shift. I get to celebrate that loser being tossed with my brothers and sisters in the nation. Hell yeah, Poseidon. And if you guys end up banging, we will put you to the front of the line because I got my man, Kane Michael Bain. Michael B. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. What's going on, Kane? Give it to me down below. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Go fuck yourself, Chip. You want a shout out on this show? Give me some na-na-na-na-nas down below. I see Yada, JT, Shav, AJ, Mike, Aiden, Caden, Jeremy. Let's go. Let's freaking go, man. I am so happy that change is happening. And if I had to guess, I don't think that the Raiders have made an announcement yet, to my knowledge. Again, I literally got home. I started warming up some food in the microwave. I was getting ready to crush some tacos. But you know what? I got a text message from the Chat Sports team, and they said, do you see the news? And I said, yep. I got the news, man. I got the news, man. Let's go to Steven. You're next up here. Geno Smith is a bum. F-man, shake my head. Steven from Long Beach. What up, Steven from Long Beach? I think bum is an insult to the word bum.
I couldn't agree more.
I think Geno Smith's a coward. And, you know, Gage over here, he's one of our guys. He roots for the Jets. When I worked for the Jets many, many years ago, I remember the whole story about Geno Smith getting punched in the mouth. It's kind of like right around when I was working for them. I was an intern. Again, trying to pay my way through college. If you ever hear anybody call me a Jets fan, it's because I didn't have mommy and daddy pay for everything for me. I wish I had a mommy and daddy to give me a Nepo hire like Brennan Carroll. But I remember when Geno got rocked in the mouth. And I'll tell you this right now, I would love for a Raiders player to rock that guy in the mouth. He's doing a lot of talking, a lot of middle fingers to Raiders fans. And then he stands up there at the podium and he's like, I just got to keep leading by example. If that's what leading by example is for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2025, Al Davis is rolling over in his grave. And even when my grandfather got up to be 84 years old, he still scared the absolute hell out of me. I think Al Davis would kick the shit out of Geno Smith if he was still alive today. Javi, what up, man? I know Pete is next. I hope Spytek takes all the time to scout coaches so we can hit the ground running next year. I want y'all to watch Sunday Night Football because there's a few coaches that I think could be maybe in the mix a little bit. And again, I talked about some of these guys on a show that I did last week. Again, I had a source tell me that Chip Kelly could probably be out. One of the guys that I love, I think Shula from the Rams, defensive coordinator. Minter, also defensive coordinator. I think Brian Flores is a very intriguing guy from a defensive standpoint. Offensively, LaFleur, Kubiak. Man, oh man, I've been seeing a lot of people saying Brian Dable for OC next season. If you're a team and you want to go out and get a Mendoza, I think Brian Dable actually is a good hire. Mike McDaniel from the Dolphins, another good offensive coordinator hire. I think the only way that Pete Carroll is going to be able to save his job for me in my book is going to be by going out, getting a young offensive coordinator, getting a different defensive coordinator, and saying, I'm not going to make any more moves. Like, Pete Carroll has no control over anything. And I mean no control over anything. Richard Hogan, unpopular opinion, we should have kept Chip for the rest of the season. Easier to tank for your future quarterback by maintaining the status quo. See, to me, I'm going to disagree with this take, and it's only because Pete Carroll at the end of the season won't have any excuses. Like, if you move on from Tom McMahon, you move on from Chip Kelly, all those things are happening, and it's Pete knowing that he's trying to save his job. If you keep everybody and you fire McMahon, Chip Kelly, you move on from this guy and this guy, that's Pete trying to save face. What we're seeing right now is this team panicking, and I think Pete knows that his back's up against the wall. But here's the other thing. When your offensive line is this bad, when your coaching staff is not aligned with his front office, when your quarterback has zero confidence in himself, in his line, in his players, and doesn't want to be a part of this organization, because I'll just say it, man. Like I had members of the Geno Smith family reach out to me on social media, and I know I wasn't the only content creator. I don't know if any other content creators want to speak up, but I had multiple people reach out to me, say some pretty horrible things, and they made it very clear to me that Geno Smith does not want to be a part of this organization anymore, and I put it out on social media yesterday. I put it on my Instagram. If you don't believe me, it might still be on my IG story at this point. It's 24 hours ago. And, seeing the way that Geno Smith behaved today, like a little baby back bitch, At this point, again, Geno Smith, I fucking hate you, dude. I can't wait till you're gone. Oh, my God, I can't wait till Geno Smith's gone. Let's go to TP. I personally think Chip is clearly not the issue. Well, TP, are you Chip Kelly? Because you haven't watched any football then. Using Chip as a scapegoat so they can continue to not hire and pay any good players. Thoughts? Chip Kelly was absolutely made a scapegoat tonight, just like Tom McMahon was before. Because, again, it's a top-to-bottom issue. But to say that he's not the issue is just you're not watching football, right? Like, you're an offensive coordinator, highest paid OC in the NFL. Last week, 27 passes with Geno, 3 running back runs in the first half. Tonight, I actually don't think that Chip Kelly was the biggest problem. And I think tonight is the epitome of Pete Carroll. Again, I don't want to be that guy because I'm not an insider, and I don't want to be a Raiders beat reporter. I want to be this guy on YouTube that tells you when I hear stuff. And what I was told 2 weeks ago when I talked about it on the show was Chip Kelly's going to be the odd guy out because Pete's going to stick with Geno, and he's going to stick with Brennan Carroll. And that's why Chip Kelly was made the scapegoat. At the same time, though, at the same damn time, his play calling was bad, man. Like, predictable, second down, mesh runs, very, very gimmicky style of offenses, not putting players in the right spot. You know, Brock Bowers getting 3 targets against the Broncos game is the first thing that comes to my mind. Chip Kelly, the last thing that Chip Kelly ever said at a podium was like, I'm not a believer in putting players in positions where they don't succeed. Chip Kelly on first down and goal in a game threw the ball to Alex Kappa. I mean, Chip Kelly was fucking terrible. He was, again, I actually am somebody I don't like to curse. You're going to hear some curse words tonight flying out because we fucking earned it, man. What up, Mike? Doubt Pino gets shown the door until the season is over. I actually don't know if that's the case. And because of the actions that Geno Smith did today by flipping off Raiders fans and doing what he did, because Geno Smith ratted out a Raiders guy who was talking trash to him. That Raiders fan ended up getting a note. Basically, it's a warning from the Raiders, and they're like, hey, if you do it again, we're going to have to kick you out. Geno Smith then, leaving the stadium, said, fuck you, bitch, to that fan. And if you look at the bylaws of what the definition of conduct detrimental to the team is, you can Google it right now. If an NFL player curses and makes a gesture towards a fan, that is, by law, conduct detrimental to the team. The question is, will Pete Carroll do that to his little baby boy? I don't really know. And if I'm Mark Davis, if I'm John Spytek, if I'm this organization, I love, and don't get me wrong, I love the fact that the Raiders did what they did today. But also, at the exact same time, if you can get out of the Geno Smith contract, you're crazy to not try to do it. You are crazy, crazy, crazy for not trying to get out of that Geno Smith contract. And there's going to be some investigating. There is going to be some people working on it. Like I said, I reached out to John Spytek a few hours ago. John has not gotten back to me. I don't anticipate John to get back to me, if I'm being honest with you. But I have sent that message to very many people inside of that organization that there should be some investigating to get out of that Geno Smith contract because, by law, conduct detrimental to the team. If you're going to move on from a guy like Jermaine Pratt, I know the Christian Wilkins situation's weird, but they also cut him when they were willing to eat that money. If I saw a quarterback of my team, I honestly think if Al Davis would have saw what Geno Smith did today, he wouldn't have cared how much money he would have had. He would have cut his ass right there on the spot because that's the opposite of what commitment to excellence is. And I'm telling you right now, I can't wait for Geno Smith to never put on a Raiders jersey ever again. What's up, Chicken Little? The announcer asking Pete if you were going to develop, and he said, if you're asking me to develop guys, just to develop guys, that's not what I signed up for. Pete's not the right man for the job. Again, there's disconnect, right? The front office wants to build for the future, yet Mark Davis hired a 74-year-old head coach, and I don't know why he ended up doing that. It really, truly doesn't make any sense to me, and it's why I said Pete Carroll's the riskiest hire Mark Davis could do. The reason why it's the riskiest hire that you can do, because for an organization that has failed to find one head coach, when you hire a 74-year-old, you got to hire 2 guys, right? And that's the problem. So very, very frustrating, no doubt about it. Here's what I want to do. I want to get into the cut here of – oh, yeah, Jeremy just sent me that. I want to get into our reaction here of the Raiders moving on from Chip Kelly. And I know we have a lot of super chats to get to, but I want to be able to do this, and I only say that because we got a lot of guys here at Chat Sports working late nights, and they can't go to bed until I do this next show. So shout out to the Chat Sports team. I know we get a lot of super chats. I know we get a lot of Venmos, and I know it makes a lot of people out there honestly jealous. And I'll just say it like this, man. Put in the time, put in the effort. We got over 5,000 videos on this channel for a reason, and it's because nobody has shown the commitment to excellence that I think that this Raiders Report channel has. And it's not a pat on my back. Honestly, it's a pat on y'all's back because we got a hell of a community here. I love the community that we've been able to build, and if I didn't love this community, I would not have came back at 10:30 at night to be able to talk about the Raiders firing Chip Kelly after that shit show that I just watched. But I told my wife, I go, I'm either going to do it here, and you're going to hear a lot of hooting and hollering, or I'll go back to work. She's like, yeah, I think you should go back to work. I was like, all right, I got you. So we got a lot of people getting in this duck race. If you haven't already, make sure you guys click that like button. We have a lot, and I mean a lot of super chats to get to, and if you spend your hard-earned money, if you spend your time watching this show, we will get it up on the channel. I don't know how long we're going to be here for. I once went live 26 straight hours when the Raiders fired McDaniels. I'll tell you this, I ain't going to be here for 26 straight hours, but how did I survive that? A lot of caffeine, a delirium. I mean, the last 3 hours of that show were probably the most fun I've ever had on this show. And unfortunately, you can't find it on YouTube because YouTube doesn't save videos over 12 hours. So, yeah, we learned the hard way, unfortunately. We learned the hard way. So, somebody said you're supposed to eat a hot chip. Holy shit, you're right. Oh, yeah, it's wild.
Wait, what happened?
So, somebody earlier today said if Chip Kelly is fired, will you eat the chip? All right, I'm a man. I'm always going to be a man of a deal. That's how it's going to go. We're 3 bangs away from me eating the hottest chip in the world. I'm just going to warn you, it's unbelievably hot. I got a few things that I got to get through before we do it. But I've eaten this chip before. It's actually a lot. I shouldn't say it's actually a lot worse coming out. It is definitely worse coming out. If that's TMI, then you haven't watched this show for too long. I'll tell you that. So, all right, let's get into the cut here. We will talk about everything that is going on and what happened with Chip Kelly. I'll kind of walk you through everything to what led us to this point here. And then I also want to talk about some of the potential replacements that the Raiders could look at in terms of an interim offensive coordinator. Do we have those guys as well? Yeah. So it's going to be like Greg Olsen. If you control F Greg Olsen and it's an O in Olsen, you'll be able to find it. To the people getting in this duck race here, once my guy Gage gets everything up and running, and again, shout out to Gage. Can I get some Gages down below? His first ever Raiders live show. One of our new guys here at Chat Sports. Been here probably, 3 months, 4 months? 3-4 months now. When I tell you I saw Gage sprinting across downtown Dallas with a backpack on, my wife goes, that's got to be one of your guys, right? And I look, and it's, long strides, man, a Kenyan runner type of strides. It was freaking electric. Brent Silva, I got you. Stephen Corbill, I got you. Mark Gallagher, you in. Joey Taylor, in. Carlos, Ayala, in. Joe Seppi, in. Richard Engel. Tommy 2, I think it was a reveal. Joey Baxter. Bronson Ketchum. I'm trying to get all y'all in. There's a lot of people in this duck race. Soldier Man. Tanya Smith. 20 right now to win. $130 on this program. I mean, this is going to be interesting. Here, I'll try to see if I can locate it for you. Again, it might be, I think it's going to be in listicles. I would just control F and player listicle, maybe even player card. I don't remember exactly where it was. It was a show that I did 2 weeks ago. I see a lot of people right now showing love to my guy Gage. I see Sony. What up, Boom? You're next. I see you. Hillbilly, Danny Strange, Sony Ortiz, Simba, Jacob Harvey, 3,000 Raiders fans here in the building. If you haven't already, make sure you guys click that like button. I would definitely appreciate it. I think our team would definitely appreciate it. And the fact that Chip Kelly is out. Holy shit, do I appreciate that. Holy shit, do I appreciate that, man. All right, we got it? Here we go. You ready to rock? Yep, I'll follow your lead. I think it's just let's hit the news in the beginning. Get the Pete Carroll statement up. Go through all the news that is there. We'll talk about my source, and then we'll get into the potential replacements. Sounds good? All right, y'all. Let's rock and roll, man. And you guys are going to probably hear a little bit more of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and that's only because think of me and Gage is my new receiver. We're going to build a little bit of chemistry today, and who knows? Maybe by the end of today, Gage might be a starter, though. Tyler Lockett's going to get reps over our young rookies, so I don't know what to tell you there, Gage. Unfortunately, Pete doesn't like playing young guys. If you were a little bit older and washed up, then you get an opportunity. Coming up, let's talk about the breaking news here of the Raiders firing Pete Carroll. Let's rock. We got some breaking news that if this doesn't make you smile, then go back to bed. The Las Vegas Raiders have just fired offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. And the reason why I tell people all the time to hit that subscribe button, we talked about this 2 weeks ago on this show that I had a source reach out to me and tell me that, hey, Chip Kelly could be fired if the Raiders lose to the Browns game. And if you didn't know that, it's because you're not subscribed. I am not an insider. I'm not a beat reporter. I'm a Raider fan that has done this show more than anybody, has covered this team more than anybody over the last 8 years. Over 5,000 videos on this channel. We have connections. We have sources. We also have commitments, excellence, and work ethic. And coming up on this program, I'm going to give you the breaking news. We're going to give you the rundown of why Chip Kelly was let go, what Pete Carroll had to say about it. I'll tell you also why my sources were kind of linking me to why Chip Kelly could potentially be on the way out. And then at the very, very end of the show, we'll talk about some potential interns that could step in for Chip. I will say this. I think that I already know who it's going to be. I literally ran back here to the studio. I tried to sit down and eat a little bit of dinner with my wife and Chuck and Chuck's grandma. Shout out to Sandra. But, when news happens, we're going to talk about it. That's why we do it. Seriously, though, y'all, if you want it, hit that subscribe button. You want to change, we got change, and to me, this is another domino in the right direction. Tom McMahon, first domino. Chip Kelly, second domino. And the more and more dominoes that are going to fall are more and more ways of how we can say goodbye, Pete Carroll, goodbye, Geno Smith. But the fact that the Raiders fired Chip Kelly, he was not well liked in that locker room. So when you combine the fact that he doesn't have a lot of respect from players in that locker room, wasn't well liked by the front office, wasn't well liked by other coaches. And again, Chip Kelly just rubbed people the wrong way in so many different ways. I know there's definitely a giggity in there, but it's just the God-honest truth. And the fact that they decided to move on, I mean, this is an offense that has absolutely positively no identity. And an offensive coordinator that was making, the most money at the offensive coordinator position. But I saw a stat, and I wanted to be able to read this stat because this, again, proves how bad this is. In 14 seasons as the Seahawks head coach, Pete Carroll never fired a coordinator during the season. The Raiders have now fired 2 coordinators in a 17-day span. Pete Carroll's going to look to save face because he's too afraid to put his baby back bitch Geno Smith on the bench, and he's too afraid to fire his Nepo son, Brennan Carroll. So what's the domino that needs to fall? Here you go. That's the domino that needs to fall. And you know it. I know it. Everybody here knows it. That's what happened. And, before week 12 ended up going down, what's crazy is the numbers that you're about to see on screen are going to be worse. They're about to be worse. We were 31st in the NFL in points per game. Put up only 10 points tonight. We're going to be, I believe, after the Titans where they scored 24, we put up 10. I believe we're going to be the worst offense points per game in the NFL. Total yards per game, passing yards per game, rushing yards per game. I mean, there's nothing good about what the Raiders offense is. And I'll actually say this again. Chip Kelly was not the biggest problem against the Cleveland Browns. I actually think that Geno Smith was a bigger problem, and obviously the offensive line was an even bigger, and I mean an even bigger problem. But you know what? Let's talk about the quarterback because that's where eyes are going to go. Now it's no longer Chip Kelly. And there's a part of me that goes, the Raiders as an organization should start Geno Smith for the simple fact of that's the guy they paid, and now they have a new offensive coordinator. But I want to know who should start from all of y'all. Do you want the Raiders to start Geno Smith, Week 13 against the Chargers? Do you want the Raiders to roll with Kenny Pickett? Do you want the Raiders to roll with Aiden O'Connell? If anybody wants to put Cam Miller, you could put Cam Miller. He's just not even in the running of this discussion. So I just wanted to put 3 people up here that actually had a chance to start. My answer is going to be coming up here after this YouTube ad break. The reason why I'm going to sit up here and say it's time to start Aiden O'Connell, it's because I actually think it's the only way that Pete Carroll is going to save his job. I mean it, and I mean it, I mean it, I mean it. I'm done with Geno Smith. The fact that he said blame it on me, spit in our face last week, the fact that he just continuously will not take ownership, and he takes ownership, but it's in like the such like sarcastic way where it's so aggravating and ignorant to do it. But then also for Geno Smith to flip off Raiders fans and to call Raiders fans, he literally called a Raiders fan today, he said, fuck you, bitch, to a fan of this team. That is literal conduct detrimental to the team. I hope they suspend him. I would love for him to cut him. And the sooner you move on from that clown, the happier I'm going to be. But in all honesty, I want to see Aiden O'Connell out there because in a 2-9 season where there is nothing really to really root for and hope for, I want to be able to root for a quarterback that I think deserves to be the Raiders quarterback. Geno Smith doesn't deserve to wear a Raiders jersey. And I don't want Geno Smith to wear a Raiders jersey. Though, this move, I think, just proves that Pete Carroll's going to trot on out his little baby back bitch, Geno Smith. So, again, this news came in from multiple outlets out there, and I apologize. My voice is slowly starting to disintegrate. Adam Schefter, Chip Kelly, out as the Raiders offensive coordinator. Albert Breer, Vegas lured Chip Kelly from Ohio State with a deal at $6 million. And I know there's a lot of fans, they keep going, Mitch, we got to tank. We got to go out and get that quarterback. One, you're not going to have to tank. This team with Pete Carroll is so bad that they're not going to win another game for the rest of the season. They are the worst team in the National Football League. I don't think it's close right now. The other thing, though, is I want players to want to come play for us. I want good coaches. And the problem is the Raiders had to go out. They tried to get a big whale in Chip Kelly. And whale, oh whale, didn't work out. Here's the message that Pete Carroll put out on social media. The Raiders ended up tweeting it. I spoke with Chip Kelly earlier this evening and informed him of his release as offensive coordinator of the Raiders. I would like to thank Chip for his service and wish him all the best in the future. That is your message from head coach Pete Carroll. And again, man, I am happy that the Raiders have made some decisions. I am happy that the Raiders are moving on, and I think we're just one step closer to getting out of this bad dream. And I don't know why we are in this situation that we are in, but man, oh man, the Pete Carroll Raiders are the worst Raiders team. The Raiders team that played the Cleveland Browns, Week 12 of the 2025 season, put it in your books. The Raiders have been around since 1960. It's the worst Raiders team to ever step foot on a field. And I don't think you can tell me otherwise. Give up 10 sacks to have a quarterback just pouting like a little baby every time for your offensive coordinator, Brendan Carroll. It's just there's so much, and I mean so much shit. Coming up next here on the show, we're going to get into some Pete Carroll replacements, but if you don't know where to find me, you guys can obviously find me here on YouTube. I put out videos every single day. We have put out a video every single day on this channel, I think all the way since back 2018. I can't even remember the last time. Grudem still might have been coaching the last time that we didn't put a video out on this channel. If you don't believe me, go part about YouTube. It's up there. If you don't believe me when I say that, hey, I think the Raiders would be a much better football team, that's going to change. So that's going to go to 12 p.m. Eastern time. So I will be live 12 p.m. Eastern time, just so y'all know tomorrow. I plan on going live a little bit later, but after tonight's game, and then after the firing of Chip Kelly, I'll be live earlier tomorrow. You guys also get a video. I already made it. I'm going to have to redo it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But that video is going to go out at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and yep, that talked about Chip Kelly firing in it. Unless you guys don't give a shit if I just keep it in there, and you can just hear what I had to say about Chip Kelly and how he's probably going to get fired. You know what, F it, I might just keep it in there. But because it's Thanksgiving, I got some family, I got some friends coming into town, so this is going to be my live schedule for the entire week. Again, you're going to get videos every single day, but hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Twitter. I'm going to be at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm going to put out content. It's what I do. I would love to be able to be a happier Raiders fan, and I would love to not be such a negative Nancy all the flipping time, but that's just the way that it goes sometimes with this organization. It's a really, really, really tough pill to swallow. So next thing I want to get into here is what my source told me earlier in the week. And again, it's probably, I did the video, well, what's today? November 23rd. So I believe the video that I did on when the Raiders could fire Chip Kelly was, I think it was actually like 10 days ago. And again, we put out a lot of different stuff. So what you're going to see is me run through all the reasons of why I was told that the Raiders could potentially move on from Chip Kelly. There are player cards for this. I don't know if it's going to be too late for you to try to bring them over. But if you can, that would be dope. There's also player cards down there for Chip Kelly replacements as well. I don't know if you see any of those, but we can get to those. So we'll wait on the Chip Kelly stuff. But the first thing was my source told me this. It is a Chip Kelly problem. And I know the fact that when I get people to reach out to me, again, like I've done this show for so long, agents want me to talk popular about their players. So a lot of my sources are from players, agents, and it's that whole regard. Yes, I know other people inside that organization. Obviously, I do. If you don't think that I do, then, again, man, haters are going to hate, and I totally, totally get that it's going to happen. But, I had a source reach out to me last week, and they said that, hey, or 2 weeks ago, after the Broncos game, Thursday Night Football, it's all blending together, that keep an eye out that Chip Kelly could get moved on from. And then, you see guys like Fowler, Breer, Schefter, Rappaport, all these guys putting out, hey, we're hearing a lot of disconnects inside that Raiders locker room. A lot of disconnect in the Raiders locker room, but then also a lot of disconnect between the front office. The reason why you subscribe to the Raiders Report, I don't put out fake stuff, but I tell you when I'm told stuff, and I hope that you guys believe me. Next thing of why I said Chip Kelly could be fired. Tom McMahon fell. 17 days ago, the Raiders fired their special teams coach, Tom McMahon. Why? They needed to look for a scapegoat, and they needed to try to find that scapegoat. The scapegoat was Tom McMahon. And now, after a game like that against Cleveland, when I said it, and I meant it when I said it, I knew what could potentially happen. And the fact that McMahon is gone, the Raiders weren't going to move on from Geno. They weren't going to move on from Brennan. So that means somebody else needed to go. And that person that needed to go was Chip Kelly. Let's go to the next reason here why Chip Kelly, I thought, could have been fired. Look at this. Again, everything that you're seeing here is what I talked about a few weeks ago of why Chip could be fired. Pete's loyalty to Geno. Pete's loyalty to Geno runs deep. And, it proved it yet again at halftime of the show, halftime of the game against Cleveland, when Pete's like, well, we got to be able to block better for him. And he's right. You got to be able to block better for him. But how do you as a head coach only point the finger at that, but yet you don't look at the fact that frickin' your quarterback on the very first play of the game misses Trey Tucker wide open, would have been an 86-yard touchdown. It's just over and over and over again. And here's the thing, man. I get how difficult playing behind that offensive line is. It's the worst offensive line in the NFL. But Pete's blind loyalty to Geno is a problem. And Pete's blind loyalty is going to be the reason why more coaches, unfortunately, lose their jobs. Let's go to the next reason here of why Chip could be fired and why Chip was fired. The offensive struggles. The Raiders' offense, now again, this was before Week 12, so I do want to be very clear on that. And because, you're looking at a lot of the graphics that we did earlier in the week, so that's kind of why I'm putting this out there. But I just wanted to be able to show y'all. We talk about this stuff, and it's why I want people to watch this show, because we talk about it, right? So the offense before Week 12, they're about to be the worst offense in the NFL. And quite frankly, not that I don't give a shit about any of these numbers. I obviously do. but you can't be the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL, and they're about to be last in points per game because the Tennessee Titans scored 24, we scored 10. If I had to guess, we're going to be last in points per game. And then, why Chip could be fired. So this last note here, Monday Night Football versus the Cowboys. Again, in the video that I did after Monday night, I said, if the Monday Night Football game is really, really bad, there's going to be an even larger chance that Chips goes. And then we talked about all week, Monday night was a failure. Tuesday or Thursday night was a failure. And now after another failure of a performance in front of a lot of people, because a lot of people were watching Shador, then you got to see of what ended up happening. So Mark Davis listens to the outside world. I know that people might not believe me when I say it, but Mark watches this show. I know Mark watches this show. I've been told Mark watches this show. And I know that I'm a loud individual, but I know that we can be really, really loud together. And I think, yet again, it just showed you that we can be very loud together when change is needed. And I know I wasn't the only one screaming from the rooftops that change is going to be needed. So coming up next year, I just want to do a quick little rundown of some potential offensive coordinators that could take over for Chip Kelly. Because, again, we're probably going to go the interim route. And because we're going to go that interim route, it's going to be somebody that is already on this staff. And I have highlight the player cards if you want to go to those. We can talk about them. Also, again, shout out to my guy Gage. It's late here at the Chat Sports Studios. It says 11 o'clock at night. Dude literally ran back into work here to be able to get you guys some extra videos. We don't keep any of the Super Chats. We don't keep any of the Venmos. We always invest it back into the company. It's why we get people here to always pull up to the Raiders Report when breaking news happens. Unfortunately, the Raiders fire a lot of coaches. What do you say? No, this is also going to be in the cut. Yeah, I've already made a Chip Kelly replacements video, so I don't technically need to make another. So I'm just going to put this stuff. Oh, I got you. So here's real quick, going to be a rundown of some people that the Raiders could potentially decide to make their interim offensive coordinator. And if it's already happened, I've been looking for the news. Again, I sat down to eat dinner, took Chuck on a little walk to take him outside, and bang, the news happened. Alex drove me right back to work, and we've been rocking and rolling. So to me, I originally said that there could be 5 replacements for Chip Kelly if he was going to be potentially fired. The first guy that I brought up, and I don't think that this is going to be the person who it is, but I've put out this person's name multiple times. To me, there's only 3 coaches that I want the Raiders to keep next year. Rob Leonard, Luke Steckel, and McCollum, the running backs coach who was previously at Notre Dame. But Luke Steckel is a very well-liked and very well-respected guy. Again, I'm just going to throw his name in the mix because I think that he deserves more recognition for the work that he does. And the way that people talk about Rob Leonard is the way that people should talk about Luke Steckel, tight ends coach. Next name, this one's going to make you throw up, but I don't know. I could see Pete Carroll doing it. His son, Nate Carroll, who's got 0 offensive coordinator experience. Again, I mean, another Nepo promotion. He was fired after 1 year in Carolina after 2024, but we know Pete Carroll, how he likes his kids. Let's go to Brennan Carroll. Could the Raiders decide to go this route? I sure hope not. Because I know Brennan Carroll's been terrible, but he was the Arizona OC and offensive line coach. If we're talking about past guys that could get the job, he was the Washington OC and offensive line coach. I mean, the number one way that Pete Carroll could get fired is by going with this route, but I don't think those 3 guys are going to be who ends up getting it. I think that it's between 2 candidates, but I really think it's between 1. Next guy coming up here is going to be Joe Philbin. Raiders, this organization loves guys who are old. And Philbin, I don't mean that as a backhand, but it kind of came out that way, and I apologize for that. Because I got a lot of respect for Joe Philbin as a coach, and he's very well liked and very well respected in that room. But he has head coaching experience. He was the Packers OC for multiple seasons in there. And because he's been with the Raiders and is well respected, that could be who they decide to go with. But the person that's going to take over, and I would be shocked if this is not the person that they go with, it's going to be Greg Olson. And 15 years of offensive coordinator experience, was with Detroit, St. Louis Rams, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Oakland Raiders once, Jacksonville, And looks like he was also with the Oakland Raiders again. I know it says LV, but technically it's LV now. Worked with Pete and Geno in 2023. So because there's that connection, there's a little bit of an easier maybe bridge to get there. And I do believe that the easiest thing that the Raiders could do for Pete Carroll is this move. And again, it's what I talked about a few weeks ago because it's this move right here. If Greg Olsen becomes the offensive coordinator, well then Nate Carroll, Pete's son, can become the quarterback coach. That's going to be the other reason why Greg Olsen is going to be the interim offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders. So again, y'all, when breaking news happens, I don't give a shit what time of the night it is. I'm up here to always keep you guys informed. We have an expression here at Chat Sports. It's inform and entertain. I don't know if the Raiders are going to entertain y'all that much, but I hope that I can at least entertain you, put some smiles on some faces from time to time. Appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure those notifications are turned on. And if you're not watching the Raiders report, the Raiders fired Chip Kelly. And I got to eat the world's spiciest chip. And that shit's going to hurt, man. That shit's going to hurt. Also, fuck Geno. Had to get that last one in there. Had to get that last one in there. At this point, I might just end every show that I do with a little fucking Geno, man. Oh, God, I can't stand that guy. Can't stand that guy. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll through some super chats here. We are 3 bangs away from me eating the world's spiciest chip. Gage says we're 2 bangs away. I actually that's I don't know what that's Mexican currency. All right, yeah, so we're still 3, but we're still 3 bangs away from the chip going down. Teresa, do I think Max leaves? I still want to say no because Max understands the amount of money that he can make by staying with the Raiders, and Max Crosby has made a lot of money as an NFL player. He's got an opportunity to make even more money outside of football, after football, if he stays with the Raiders his entire career. And again, like there's not a better owner-player relationship in the NFL that's not a quarterback. Max has a lot of love for Mark Davis, but at the same time, I think Max is looking at the situation where the Raiders are in right now, and he's probably sitting there. Again, he structured his contract to get out if the Raiders are really bad in the year 2027, and I still think that it's going to be one more year. But if you're asking me this question, and if we're in this situation next year, I think I will actually say that there is a legitimate chance that Max has to leave. What up, Santi? We keep going a step down each season. I'm so tired of this organization. I can't believe what I am feeling is real. Shout out from Monterrey, Mexico. Hey, shout out to you, man. I know my wife's family's got a lot of family in Mexico City, and my geography skills are horrendous. I'm just going to be real. They are horrendous. So I don't know where that is in proximity to Mexico City. It might even be in Mexico. I don't know, right? I barely can tell you where the states are. I can barely tell you where the states are. Let's go to Josh Childs. F. Geno, Max needs to put him in his place and show him the door. I agree with you, actually. There is only one player that can, I think, get through to Pete, get through to Mark, and I think really truly have his voice be heard, and it's number 98. It's the Condor. But if I was a Raiders player, and let's face it tonight, the Boo Birds were loud. The Boo Birds were out, and there was a lot of people booing at that game. You really think flipping off fans and telling them to go fuck themselves and calling them bitches from your quarterback? And I get it. People are like, oh, well, why can Raiders fans say it, but players can't? I don't totally disagree with that statement, but I also don't think that you can sit up there and say, this is why I get paid the big bucks. I'm better with my back against the wall. How can you say blame it on me and then people are blaming on you? And I get you are being sarcastic, but when you're a sarcastic prick, you're going to get sarcastic answers. You're going to get sarcastic remarks. But again, man, like Geno Smith, you get paid millions of dollars for the entertainment factor, right? Like, yes, it's a football game. Yes, you are paid to be the quarterback of the Raiders. But every player in the NFL and professional sports in today's day and age get paid because of the entertainment factor. This isn't entertainment. And fans who pay a lot of money every single season should be allowed to express their frustrations when the product on the field is as bad as what it is. And maybe we just got to get quarterbacks with a little bit of thicker skin, or we just got to educate players how to just act like players. I don't know, man. Like I said, I've covered this team for a long time, and to this day, I don't think there's ever been a player that I can't stand more. I would say my top 3 hated Raiders of all time the most. Coming in here, if you want to give me a Tunis top 5, I'll say number 3's Trent Brown. That guy's a piece of shit. Again, the Raiders paid him $76,000 per snap. Coming in here at number 2, I'm going to go with Antonio Brown. Coming in at number 1, it's going to be Geno Smith for me. What up, Martin G? Fire Pete. Trade Geno. Who's trading for Geno Smith? Now, again, if a team trades for him, they're going to take on $26 million. Who the hell is taking on $26 million at Geno Smith? I don't think there's anybody on this planet dumb enough to do it. I hope that there's somebody dumb enough to do it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Max's value is being wasted. I love Max, but he deserves a chance to play for a chip. F-chip. Now, haven't in 20 years. I hear you, man. We got to be able to get it on the right track. Got to be able to get it on the right track. Speaking of getting it on the right track, I see some more people getting in our duck race here. The last thing that I saw was Gino Smith. I see Luis Estella, you in? And Nicholas Orozco, you're in. So right now it's a $20 Venmo. You'd have the opportunity to go home with $150 here on the Raiders Report. And we'll do this duck race at the very, very end of today's show. Is Sunday Night Football over? I was playing my wife today in fantasy. Oh my God, I beat her. She's beaten me every freaking time this year in fantasy. I beat her 153 to 151. Well, Alex has got she's the number 1 team in our fantasy league. Like
Who does she have?
Couples fantasy league. Alex's team.
Yeah.
Hang on. So Alex's team is Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford. It's a 2-quarterback league. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, like a super flex?
Yep. No, it's actually 2-quarterback. Like you have to start 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she's got Josh Allen, Stafford, Javonte Williams, James Cook, Puka Nacua, George Pickens.
Damn.
Travis Kelce.
George Pickens scored 30 points today, too, I think.
Rams defense. And she had some other guys. She also has Wan'Dale Robinson, but she didn't play him, thank God, today.
That would have
I definitely would have lost there. Now, she definitely watches the show, I'll tell you that. What up, Dave? Next up here on the program, did the Raiders ownership wake up? Cheers to it. Benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I think they did. I think that they heard a lot of people. I think that they saw the anger. Also, Wild 114 here is in the building. He is the one that is the person that was going to make me do the chip. Wild One, are you cool with me doing the chip? Are you cool with me doing the chip? As long as that guy, Wild 114, Mount Raider Moore, says it's a go, well then, if he gives me it's a go, we're one bang away. I just didn't know if Wild One was going to be here, so I made the deal a little bit higher. If Wild One's here, he said for sure, we are one bang away from me doing the world's hottest chip. I've done this chip before. It is really, really difficult on my body. I will say this, you are going to have to talk once I do the chip. So make sure you're, you guys are going to get to see Gage here a little bit. Again, let's let our hair down. Let's have a little bit of fun. Hottest chip in the world, man. It's. You want to try it? If I give you just like the littlest little piece? How do you handle spicy shit?
I will give it a try. Well, you know what? Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? Oh, man. Mitch, you a real one from Cap YC. Cap YC, you a real one, dog. Wild one. Continue. That's what my one-word reaction is. I want the bird-flipping a-hole Geno Smith and the obsolete head coach, and we got our team back. You know, like, it's difficult being 2-9, obviously, especially when you win week 1. To a team that's 10-2. I mean, that's how the Raiders ever beat the New England Patriots. I don't know. I think if the Raiders and Patriots were to play 100 times, I think the Raiders would have won that one game. Like, you know, like in the movie Little Giants, where they're like, it's one time.
Or just like
down
the
Cherry
Miracle
Hill.
on Ice, that scene where he says, if we played him 10 times, we'd lose 9, but not tonight.
But not tonight.
Yeah.
That's how, I mean, it's
Being
the truth.
a Jet fan, that made me feel great to see the Raiders win that game. I'm not going to lie. I was happy to see the Raiders win that game.
I mean, yeah, I mean, being a Jets fan's tough, I'm sure, for you too. I mean, my dad's a huge Jets fan, so I hear the complaining all the time. I grew up with it. Again, my dad, he's from New York, so.
Well, you want to know what makes it crazy about the Geno Smith stuff? I used to have a Geno Smith shirt that said Geno with like the Jets logo on it, like with the Jets slash up top. And there's a picture of me wearing it at a Jets training camp in 2014.
I mean, that's when I worked for the Jets. I was at Jets training camp in 2014.
At SUNY Cortland, the one in Cortland?
Yep.
I was there that year. I was there almost every summer I went to Jets training camp.
That's interesting. Yeah, SUNY. They used to also do it at Hofstra. They used to do events. And then the year 2015, they did it in Florham Park.
Yep, I've been to their facility there before, too.
Yeah, it's like the one where Jamal Adams can't get in. So that year I worked for the Jets. It was Mike Vick. Well, the one big year was Mike Vick, Chris Johnson. So that's the year after 2014. Yeah, that team was terrible. But I actually shook Geno Smith's hand 10 years ago as an intern. Yeah, it's I wish I would not have done that. Danny, thanks for bringing the good news, Mitch. Go Raiders and go Chat Sports. Danny, shout out to you, bro. You know, again, man, we're just going to try to keep doing our thing here. I think people appreciate the work, the ethic, everything that we bring here to the podium. But at the same time, dude, it's tough sometimes, dude. It's tough sometimes. Anthony, glad Kelly is gone. See you, bozo. But I think Pete going to stay next year, to be honest. Needs stability. I don't think Pete is going to be back next year. And the only reason why I say it is because, you know, again, you meet different people, you find different sources, and you link up, right? I am confident when I'll say I was the very first person to even link Chip Kelly to the Raiders. And how many people here can back me up on that? I hope that some people are here. The sources that I had earlier this offseason and earlier in the season was like, there's no chance that Pete Carroll's going to get fired. And I think a lot of that was because nobody could fathom that the Raiders could actually be worse than what they were, with McDaniels, what they were with AP. Those sources that told me all that, it's a lot different of a tone. And I still think it is very much like we want to keep Pete. We want Pete to figure it out. But if this trend keeps continuing, like if they don't win another game for the rest of the year, I really don't think that Pete Carroll's going to be back. And when you see like the Geno Smith thing that happened today, that is going to hurt Pete Carroll so much because Mark cares about money. And Mark right now is looking at what happened tonight going, so you're telling me I could have drafted Shedeur Sanders and we could be in a better situation as an organization and I could be putting more money in my pocket because Shedeur Sanders means dollar bills, and yet you told me to go out and you told me to go trade for this guy. You told me to give this guy a contract extension, and now I'm out probably $66 million, whatever the hell it's going to end up being. If you don't think tonight's game is the biggest eye-opener, and I get it, they fired Chip Kelly. I think that clearly shows that they're not happy. But Mark Davis gets impacted by money. And when his wallet starts to get impacted, shit starts to happen. The Pete Carroll Raiders are going to impact his pockets. I'm telling you right now, they're going to impact his pockets. Speaking of impacting some pockets, one! Bang! Wow! Mel Raider mode! Listen, y'all. Come on, man. For the nation. If I fall asleep, I got playback. It will be a nice ride to work. Wild one. All right, y'all. I got to go get this chip, though. There was one more bang from Mount Raidermore. Lord Cameron Abbott. Bang! It's fun to stay at the LCA. Let's get Wild 114 that chip. Man, so happy we got rid of the crappy play calling piece of crap. Go back to college, you bum. Go back to college, you bum. Oh, you guys ready to watch me cry tears of pain? A lot of pain. I got to go get the chip. Let me go take a quick pee. My guy Gage is going to hold it down. So, have you ever just been you by yourself up on a stream before? Okay. Okay, I was like, I don't remember. So, Gage is going to hold it down. This might be the largest audience Gage has ever talked to. I hope you guys show Gage nothing but love down below. And here's what I'm going to say. If you spam Gage down below, and if Gage is talking to all y'all, you hit him with some questions here. I got a signed Ashton Genty football for Salute to Service. Gage, at any point you want to give free raffle entries away to people spamming your name down below, asking some good questions. So do you see the doc that we're keeping track of the duck race? Oh, I thought you were in it. That's Jeremy. Sorry. All right. So that doc I just sent you. So, if you want, just keep track of the Genty raffles. Oh, crap, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, I know this is disastrous on my part. Just keep track here. Right there. So anybody that you see down in the chat, spamming Gage, showing love to you. If you want to put their name in there, again, you can do it. You don't have to do it all the time. Engage with the audience. Have a good time. Make sure y'all show love to Gage. Make sure y'all show love to Gage. I'm going to go get the spiciest chip. Oh, shit, dude. This is going to be something else.
What's going on, Raider Nation? How are we doing? How are we feeling? No more Chip Kelly. No more Chip Kelly in the offensive coordinator position. How are we feeling? Thanks for the love. Thanks for the love, guys, Raider Nation. First time here on the show, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of it. Thanks for enjoying. Thanks for including me. There we go. We see a lot of Gages going in the chat. I love it. I love it. Javier Gomez, Blue Richard, shouting guys out. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the love, everybody. I really appreciate it. And man, what a day. Spicy chip Gage. Yeah, I'll see. I'll see. I've done it. I've done spicy food before, but never done a spicy chip. So I'll see. I'll see. I'm hesitant on it. The Carroll, was that a Reaper? I'll take a piece of it. I'll do that. It looks like a bitch, but we'll thanks for including me, guys. Like I said, I'm excited. First time in Raider Nation. And we have a super chat from Shane Ashton for $5 super chat. Says Patrick Graham needs to be the next head coach next season. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, Pete Carroll has had some good years. Obviously, the Seahawks is what he's well known for, but I can see him staying one more year, and if it's still the same shithole, then nothing else is going to be happening. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll get to your super chat in a minute. I believe it's this one, Truth Bomb. Do you think things will change, or will Pete still be behind the wheel with the rookies not playing and others like JPJ at RG, right guard, or using them correctly? I think Pete Carroll will still be behind the wheel for another season just to see how things are going. My team, I'm a New York Jets fan. I'm from upstate New York area. I grew up being a Jets fan, so I'm used to the pain. I'm used to the suffering, you Raiders fans. I know all about it, so I get it. I get it more than anybody else can understand. I'm sick and tired of Woody Johnson beyond belief. He can suck dick. I just can't stand that man anymore. I think Olson will be the next head coach. Next offensive coordinator, excuse me. I think he'll be the next offensive coordinator as well. I kind of agree with Mitch. He seems to be the next one to fit the position. The Jets are going to come back. I feel like they'll have something going. I know, that's even worse. I agree. That's even worse being a Jets fan. There's no other way to put it. And you know what? I will give some love for you guys. Get you guys some. So I'll give you guys some. I do suffer with you guys, so I absolutely get where you guys are coming from. Without a doubt, I completely get where you guys are coming from 100%. Like I said, I'm a Jets fan. I've done 15 seasons of not seeing my team make the postseason. Last time I saw the Jets in the playoffs, I was 8 years old. I'm 23 right now. That gives you any idea of how long I've been a Jets fan and watching this team struggle time after time again. And seeing how much the Raiders Nation is here, I may turn to a Raiders fan. I may start bleeding silver and black after tonight based on how things have been going. I really have to agree. I really have to say I love it. And yeah, the Jets, I love the Jets, Jets in the chat. I completely love that. There we go, guys. There we go. And we're going to keep going through some of the super chats here that you guys are filing in. Can't believe it. We have a $5 super chat from American Up Mike. Just stay engaged. I can't love that every single bit. I love that. I love that. I love it. I love it. You know what, American Mike? We'll just get you in. We'll get you in here for that one as well. Then we have another one, a $2 chat. I love it. I love the gauge. What's your favorite hangover food? That's a really good question. I always like the greasy stuff, like a nice greasy pizza or something that's really greasy at like an IHOP usually does the trick for me. Or go to a Waffle House. That's a great thing to do to cure a hangover in my eyes. There's nothing better than that. Yeah, my name is spelled like it's Gage. Yes, that's how you spell it. Gage is how you spell my name. Just like Gage Larvin, the wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns, which I know is probably too soon to say that. Marcus Freeman for head coach. He's had some great success with Notre Dame. And you got to remember, he was an interim head coach after Brian Kelly left to go to LSU, if I'm not mistaken. And he pretty much turned that program around to be a top 5 program in the country. But I have to say that I think he'll do better as a college coach, not so much in the NFL. So that's where I would have to say alongside with Marcus Freeman. Like, it's nothing against him at all. But Geno Code, Gage, all the Jets fans for them to win one more. I don't know if they'll win one more. The one only realistic game I could see them winning is against the Saints, but I'm calling that the Tank Bowl because the Saints are also not looking too well. But they do have started to see some glimpses with the quarterback in Tyler Shuck, the rookie from Louisville, who's showing some signs of improvement. And you start Geno or AOC next week? I would like to see AOC. Aiden O'Connell. He has shown some glimpses in the past. I think he'll do better. I think he'll be more successful than Geno Smith has. Geno Smith, he's had that one great year with the Seahawks, but then ever since then, he's had such a shitty attitude time and time again. Nothing seems to go his way. Nothing seems to go the Raiders' way, especially how frustrating it has been. Marcus Zamora, I'll give you an entry as well. How you doing, Mitch? You ready to get back and going?
Oh, man. Yep, I just had to go get the chip, said a few prayers, mentally prepared myself. I will say this. I've done this chip challenge before. Is
this your second time doing it?
Third.
Third.
Yeah, the first time it was it Devontae Adams? Was that the first time I did it when the Raiders traded for Devontae Adams?
Somebody said something about the Adams trades. What somebody said.
The Devontae Adams trade, I did it, and it broke me as a human being for about 16 minutes. And then I did another one. The worst one I've ever done was the gummy bear. The gummy bear, it's like 9 million Scoville units, and I thought,
shit.
Right, I'm not kidding you. My stomach was.
What do you do to prepare for that? Let me ask you that. Like, how do you mentally prepare to do the one chip challenge or to do the gummy bear challenge?
I'll say this. I was looking for something out there, and that's kind of why it took so long. I got some cream cheese here for our tongues.
What about bread? Do you go to bread as well?
I don't know if we have bread out there.
That usually, I would say, soften the blow a little bit, I would say.
This is going to be crazy. So, I just want to tweet out real quick that we're about to eat the world's spiciest chip for Fire and Chip. So, oh, hang on. About to do the spiciest chip. The Raiders fired Chip Kelly. So time to eat the world's spiciest chip. Holy crap, man. How the F do you spell spiciest?
Spiciest, I believe.
Now you're gonna have to slow down there, Gage. No, I got it, I think. All right. So if you don't know what I'm about to do, here, it's the one chip challenge. Okay, it's the Red Hot Reaper challenge. Gage said he's gonna try it, which I'm gonna warn you, bro. It's hot. Okay.
I'll try a piece of it. I won't go for the whole thing. I'll try a piece of it.
Well, I don't want you to try the whole thing. That's insane. So,
yeah.
So here's how it goes. Not extreme or very extreme. Okay, that's just like a warning guide. The chip is so hot, it usually comes with like a bag or something. So here's the chip. It's literally a chip. The single chip is like $20. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Holy shit. Oh, so I forgot there's gloves.
Well, you're not supposed to touch it with your hands because of the powder. And I remember like back on the Devontae stream, it was like hot. All right. Apparently, I can't get my hand in this glove, so. Oh, dude, I just ripped it. All right, F it. All right, Mr. Gage. You wanna sit there?
Do you want me to come up there? I'd go for either way.
I want you to have you're gonna need something for your tongue.
I'll go up there then. Okay. You have the ingredients ready to go, so I'll just go up there.
Do you want plain cream cheese or do you want? I just dropped the chip. Do you want plain or do you want honey walnut?
I'll just go with plain.
All right. If you need it, you need it. Because I know this, I'm going to need it. So, we're going to eat the world's spiciest chip. And then I'm going to do my best to answer all y'all super chats. But I promise you this. I will not leave today until all the super chats have been answered. So, we're going to eat the world's spiciest chip. The Raiders have fired Chip Kelly. We're going to answer some super chats here. And may God have mercy on our souls. Also, there's chips everywhere, and I apologize. I'll clean it up. Yeah, we blew up a bag of chips to start this live show. Man, you can smell it. It's an experience. I'll tell you that. It's. Oh yeah, you can. All right. Don't ever say I don't love y'all, okay? To Wild 114, to Raider Nation, let's keep this show rolling because we're gonna need some questions coming in here to keep it going here a little bit. Before we start, is there any way maybe we go full screen? Okay. Before we get it started, can I get some 1-4s down below for Wild 114? Can I get some? Somebody said Gage looks nervous. I'm nervous. I mean, I've done this. Like, I know what I'm about to get myself into. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this chip. Though technically it's expired. I don't know if that matters. It's 9 calories, though, Gage. It's healthy. It's healthy. It's better than a Dorito. It's better than a Dorito. It's not going to taste like a Dorito. All right. I think we've stalled long enough. Ready? You want me to baby bird it to you? Cheers, bro. I've got some heat gauge. I can't swallow it. Oh my God. You need a garbage? Gage wins. I'm sorry, hang on. Oh my God, I need a garbage. Oh my God, we don't have one. They're all out there. Mm-hmm. Oh. I apologize for what y'all are about to see. It's not going to be pretty. Let's get some Schubers up here on the channel. Oh my God. Oh, wow. I'm about sharing the pain. So that's Rizzy and that's Sam. Now, Mitch, well, Chip, I'm ready. Can't get it out. All right. Hat's got to go.
Y'all good?
Yeah, the hat's got to go, though.
You're getting all red. All right, from Wildone 14, I'm about sharing the pain. Just ask Trizzy and F Sam. Now Mitch will chip for the chip in Raider Nation. Sorry, Mitch, can't have pleasure without pain. And I guarantee you, Mitch is feeling pain right now. I've never seen his face this red before in my life in the 3 months I've been working with him.
All right, next.
Coming up next, we have from Britain Beast.
What up, Britain? Raider New Theme Song, Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie and Hero. I need a hero. Bro, I've never needed a hero more than I need a hero right now.
Hang in there, Mitch. Hang in there.
Oh my God. This is Mitch Sturder, Fort Chip, all by me. Never again, man. I gotta stop doing it.
You gotta stop making these bets, dude. That's what it sounds like.
I'm sweating. Oh, but fuck Chip Kelly, man.
F Chip Kelly. F Chip Kelly.
Oh, John Pork, a.k.a. Chip Kelly. F him. F that guy. Nick coming in from Cap. Gage, we got your back, bro. We got yours.
I got yours too, Raider Nation. I got yours too, Raider Nation.
Who the fuck is John Pork?
I don't know what at all about who the hell John Pork is.
I have no idea who John Pork is. I have no idea who that guy is.
Another one from Wildone 14. We are all Jet fans for them to win one more game. And I told him earlier.
Wild one.
Willed one? Wilden?
Wild?
Is it
one?
Wild one. Okay. My apologies. Wild 114.
Here you go. He Mount Randermore. You're good. He was the guy that came into the studio, like, for the Chiefs game.
Oh, really? Okay. I remember him now. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
If anybody from Chat Sports wanted to eat this cream cheese, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Oh, my God, dude. I'm trying. Stop, Beach.
Give it up for Mitch, everybody. Spam Mitch in the comments. He's doing this for you guys. He's doing this for you, for the Raider Nation.
Top Beats. Can you imagine what Mark Davis thought when Geno flipped off the crowd? I don't know if Mark knows about it yet. He's going to know about it. I've reached out to my people to let Mark know about it. I'll tell you that right now. I said it earlier, and I don't say this phrase without being 100% truthful. I swear to God, on my grandfather's grave, I messaged John Spytek, and I said, let me see if I just want to make sure I get it right. I said, you need to suspend Geno Smith for flipping off Raiders fans after the game. Disgusting behavior. Quote. It's exactly what I sent John. It's exactly what I sent John. And I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm grossing a lot of people out right now. I'm grossing myself out. I've never been this hot before. I mean, how do you feel? I mean, you had a little bit.
I'm fine.
You're doing great.
I'm okay right now, honestly. I was impressed by it. Like, the heat was instant at first, but it had like a growing pain, but
I'm on fire. I'm going to say, dude, you're holding it down. Like, you look fine. I'm
a little bit toasty, but that's about it. Maybe if I had more, I probably would be feeling it more. I'll say that. Like, that was just for a little bit of it. I don't know how you're going. I don't know how you're pushing through.
Next time. Mitch, you gave us heads up all week that this game would decide Chip Kelly's fate. Appreciate your reliability. Again, man, like, I know people that watch the show know that we got sources, and I don't want to be that guy that's always like source this, source that, because it's not what I like. I don't know. To me, I think the whole source game a lot of times is people just say they got sources. To me, when I get information, I give it to y'all. And I don't try to break stories. I don't try to do it. But I hope this year I've been able to show people that we got sources. And, again, when I get information, I'm a Raiders fan. I share it with Raider Nation. What up, C. Gabe Go? What up, Gabe Go?
Was at the game, saw 2 Raiders fans fight 10 cops. If only our offensive line was that tough.
So wait, you saw 2 Raiders fans fight. Oh, okay.
That's impressive.
That
you're being outnumbered there 5-1 in the if I'm not mistaken.
Math.
I did math in college, so.
You did math in college?
I did. I took baseball statistics in college. It was a fun class.
I mean, honestly, that sounds awesome.
It was legit probably my favorite class I ever took in college. All we did was just crunch numbers, and we had our final project where we compared one player that was in the Hall of Fame to one that retired. And based on baseball statistics alone, you had to determine if they were going to be in the Hall of Fame or not. Comparing baseball statistics from one player to another.
I mean, honestly, that's pretty freaking cool.
It was a fun class. Dylan took it. Producer Dylan took it with me as well, and we had a blast taking that class.
I think the class that I apply the most to what I do now in life is I took a theater class. That was interesting. I did sports business. I remember I did a project on if I were to ever make an NFL team. It was they were called the Portland Knights. It had to be in a city that nobody had yet. I did Portland Knights, owned by Phil Knight.
That's cool.
And Nike was our main sponsor. It's probably the highest grade I've ever gotten on something, though. School related. Might shock you. School, not my strong suit. American Mike. Mitch with fire chip reading Mitch quotes. Warning to all warning to all the Geno Smith doubters out there. The Raiders quarterback is going to be elite this season, and here's why. Again, man, I don't blame anybody for bringing up my Geno Smith stuff this offseason, and I'll just keep saying it like this. If you're a Raiders fan and you want to be mad at me for my Geno Smith saying that I had him ranked as the 14th best quarterback coming into the season, I had us as a top 10 potential QB. You guys can troll me, and I deserve to be trolled, right? But I'll say it like this. I'm going to be a hopeful Raiders fan every offseason. Because if you're not a hopeful Raiders fan in the offseason, what are you? I'm going to try to be a hopeful fan when I do this show in the offseason because I don't get many months to be hopeful. And I like being a hopeful fan. He's clearly not elite, though, is he? No, let's go to Angel. Do you think the Raiders will bench Geno moving forward? I don't think it should just be a benching. My mouth is finally starting to calm down a little bit. I think it should be a suspension, and I think it should be a team suspension to Geno Smith for flipping off their own fans. And again, what needs to happen is our team needs to investigate conduct detrimental to the team. Because the bylaws of conduct detrimental to the team, there's room there. I'm not saying I'm a lawyer. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. But quick Google search. Geno Smith fails conduct detrimental to the team. I also looked up conduct detrimental to the team in the actual NFL, whatever, chapter, whatever. And there's a paragraph in there. I put it on my social media, at Mitchell Renz 365. And it's basically like anything that is deemed conduct detrimental to the team. And basically like an owner could say, my starting quarterback flipped off fans. Those fans are not going to want to come to the games anymore because you flipped them off. That impacts our ability to run a business. That is conduct detrimental to the team. And I actually think if the Raiders are serious about trying to get out of the Geno Smith contract, you actually have an opportunity to do it. And Geno, I honestly hope that Geno Smith just cost himself $66 million. I hope that Geno Smith just cost himself $66 million because that's why they pay you the big bucks, right? Right, Geno? That's why they pay you the big bucks. Fucking chump. Connor, love everything you guys do for the nation. Gage, welcome to the dark side. Shout out to the 570. I actually think I just accidentally wiped some of this in my nose. My nose is on fire right now.
It,
let me go. I gotta be right back. I gotta get this stuff out of my nose. I just gotta throw some shit up in my nose.
You got it. All right, welcome back, guys. It's me, Gage, and once again, and Conan Luther, love everything you guys do for the nation. Gage, welcome to the dark side, and he's shouting out 570. Skook, make sure I'm pronouncing that correct. Let me know in the comments. Yep, and we'll see what Mitch. We'll get Mitch back in a moment. He may have taken some of the regular, like some of the pepper that was left off from the chip into his nose, so he's like having a runny nose, and it may go crazy. We'll see. Yep, JETS, Jets. I love it. Top Beats 00. And for that, you know what? I'll give you some love. I'm going to give you an entry for that. And are you okay? Are you feeling better now? All right, sweet.
I'm back. It's that the powder or whatever, like if it gets in your crevices, you're going to feel it. That powder, man, that's crazy, dude. Crazy, dude. I can't believe that they even make things that hot.
I don't know what lunatics would do something like that hot all the time.
Wild 114. That's the lunatic.
Yeah.
That would end up doing it. Wild One, I love you. That shit was crazy, man. Speaking of shit being crazy, the Weldinator!
We'll get him up in a moment.
Bang! You're good. Weldinator,
Bang!
Shep. We'll go right back to you. Have you banged yet on the show?
Not on this show, no.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
The Weldinator! Bang! Mitch! Raiders! The Weldinator. The man that has banged more than anybody this football season. the man that has banged more in the month of November and October than anybody this season. Though, Yoda Jenkins right now and the Weldinator are having a legendary back and forth battle. You're good. You're good. You're good. Are you going to cook food for Thanksgiving? If so, what are you planning to make for Thanksgiving? So actually, the way that we'll end up doing it, so Alex's dad and Alex's mom love to cook food. And if you guys want to put down below, what's your favorite food here for Thanksgiving? Gage had to go use the restroom, and I think his stomach is about to hit the washing machine part of the chip. If he's gone, ask him what he did in there, because I looked at him and he was sweating. And maybe that's TMI, but I'm just like, it's going to hit me too. I know it's going to hit me. But I think his stomach just turned into a washing machine, because, dude, it's outrageous. I'm finally calming down now, which I think you guys could see. But basically, Weldinator, Alex makes something. I'll end up making something. But my job's drinks. So my responsibility for Thanksgiving is games and drinks. Alex, she'll make a few little odds and ends, but Alex's mom and dad, for the most part, do make most of the food that we're going to be eating. But I'm the game guy. I'm the game guy. I make all the games. So we'll play different styles of charades. I'll do some Family Feud. We'll do I always play this game where I blindfold people and I create like a story, and I'll be like, get a blank piece of paper or like a piece of canvas, put a dot in the middle, and then I'm like, Chuck, draw Chuck in the top right-hand corner of your paper. And like, again, you're blindfolded and you make a game out of it, and whoever adds it up the most ends up winning. But you and your family are making some turkey, Texas barbecue ribs, and other Filipino food. My dad's family, we used to make lasagna on Thanksgiving. So, like, again, my grandmother, she makes pasta all the time. But, dude, I can't wait. I am going to crush so much food this week. And I told Alex when I got home for the 3 minutes that I was home tonight, I said, just going to warn you, somebody's going to get fired tomorrow. I was like, it's going to be a crazy week with the holidays. And she's like, well, maybe if they fire them early, it won't impact Thanksgiving. And I was like, well, it's going to happen tomorrow. And she's like, okay. Then obviously it happened tonight. And she was excited about it because I don't want it to impact my Thanksgiving. Like, I can't wait, man. The Weldinator, Panda Subs is going to be disappointed when they see me on Thursday. That's okay. Get a few cheat days here and there, man. You earned it. We have all earned a few cheat days, quite frankly. Can we go back to the super chat that we were at before the Weldinator? I believe it was a 20 from Shep. Yep, Shep 3. Shep, I didn't mean to pass on you like that. We just always, put the bangs, skip to the front of the line. And again, thank you for serving our country. It's why we were doing a lot of salute to service things today. And I don't know if you'll be able to find it. It's a lower third graphic. It's Save a Warrior. Mitch, love you. Been around since after boot camp day. Wow, 2016. Don't get how a team can be so bad evaluating quarterbacks outside a car. Easily the best quarterback the Raiders have had statistically. Can Mendoza, Dante Moore really be the answer? Can they be the answer? Yeah. But you're not going to get an A+ with only one answer, right? Like you can get the answer right with Mendoza, but there's still a lot of other questions left on that quiz. And there's the offensive line question. Got to get that one right. There's the defensive line trenches question. Got to get that one right. Got to get the OC right. Got to get your next head coach right. Got to get a lot of other things right. Perfect. Good job. And if anybody out there wants to donate to Save a Warrior, go to saveawarrior.org/donate. Make sure you tell them that Father Tom sent you. That's LA Crash Dog. We've raised probably probably like a little over $3,000 this month for Save a Warrior. And I've been running every time somebody bangs on this show. in the month of November, I run 0.1 miles. Maybe that doesn't seem like a lot to y'all, but my knee's not the best, and I'm approaching 26 miles this month. So it's been a crazy, crazy month, no doubt about it. In terms of, again, this, if you put Mendoza behind this offensive line, Dante Moore behind this offensive line, it ain't gonna matter, right? We got a lot of holes to be able to fill, Giggity, and there's a lot of holes to be filled. This Raiders team looks like Bonnie Blue. There's a lot of holes that need to be filled. What up, Alexander? Geno never had the fire in his eyes and doesn't care about the Raiders. I don't know how Mark doesn't see that. Shout out Elmont 626. Where are you guys watching from right now? Are you guys watching? I grew up in the 570. I don't know what the area or the code is here in Dallas. 214, actually.
214, yeah.
It's 214 here in Dallas. I saw somebody earlier say the 570. I'll be back in the 570 probably, it's what, December 18th, I believe the 20th, 21st, somewhere in there a little bit. I see 425 from Blaine Craig. What up, Blaine? 714 from Cozy. 320. Love it, love it, love it. Keep them coming. 570 from Brandon. Let's go. Shout out to the 570. We got 928 from Yam. 320 from Shav. 951 from Max Santana. The reason why I like to do that is because I want y'all to be like, oh, wait, I live in that area. Do I know that guy? Because, I mean, I literally found out, or last week, I messaged Common Raider, and I messaged Yoda. And I was like, dude, Yoda, you and Common are literally like 20 minutes from each other in Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii. I think it's my number one state I want to go to.
I almost went to Hawaii when I was a kid, but not enough kids were interested in going, so we didn't go. Which sounds so stupid. Why would you not be interested in going to Hawaii?
I don't have an answer for you. I can't imagine not wanting to go. Night Devil, I see you. You're in twice. Also, Joey Baxter, it's a $20 Venmo to get in. You sent me a 10. I'll just consider that a donation unless you want to send me another 10. But just want to let you know. So I saw your 10. I need another 10 to get in the duck race. Again, I don't know if I actually agree with this. I do think that Geno wanted to succeed. And I can tell that Geno is frustrated. And I don't blame him. I'm frustrated too. But there is a line that is drawn. And again, you can't say the things that you're saying, doing the actions that you're doing, and not expecting fans to get upset with you. Because, yeah, man, you're making millions upon millions of dollars, life-changing money, generational wealth, and, you know, you haven't earned that money for the Raiders. Like, and I know Geno, before he came to the Raiders, was a good quarterback. He was. The numbers prove it. The tape proves it. There's a lot that proves that statement. I mean, it's the truth. But it does frustrate fans. It frustrates me that a guy can walk into an organization, shit the bed. I mean, let's face it, that's what Geno's done. He has shit the bed on the field. He's actually somehow shit the bed bigger off the field. And yet, you're still going to get paid life-changing money when you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. What up, American Mike? I agree with being hopeful, but has calling for coaches to be fired every 1 to 2 seasons worked for the past 20 years? The answer is no, it hasn't. The problem is Mark listens to fans when he shouldn't. Again, I think you're really off on this, and I appreciate, you tuning in. The problem with Mark is he doesn't hire the right people. I mean, that's the problem. And the problem has been, and I said this probably 100 times today, but Mark hires guys that don't properly know the organization because they don't know the players that are on this roster. And between April and February, you can make a lot of really good changes with a roster. Problem is, if you don't know your roster, it's hard to make the proper changes. So then you don't spend properly in free agency. You don't go out and draft properly in April. And then in May to August, when you have the opportunity to actually learn your players, that's when the Raiders go, shit, I don't think that we have the right guys. But at that time, you're not going to go out and you're not going to get big-name free agents because no big-name free agents want to come sign with you. And that's, a big problem. And it's the same thing over and over again. We're just not hiring the right guys. And the other problem is you're hiring head coaches that get to call all the shots. Josh McDaniels, all the shots. John Gruden, all the shots. Pete Carroll, all the shots. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And that's the problem. Who's next on the chopping block from Eric? Oh, man. I don't think it's going to be Patrick Graham because he is very well liked and loved in that locker room. And, again, Mark's going to listen to what Max has to say, and Max likes PG. So I don't think that Patrick Graham's going to go anywhere. I mean, my God honest answer is Brennan Carroll, because I don't know how you give up 20 sacks as an offensive line in 3 games, and more frustrating, start Will Putnam again, and Jordan Meredith goes down, and then after you bench Will Putnam, you put Alex Kappa in. I've seen a lot of really bad decisions made by this organization. I'm just going to go with Brennan Carroll. That's going to be my guess, but my heart actually tells me that I don't know if anybody else is going to see the door. We'll see, though. Blaine, I am originally from the 509, but currently live in the 525. My alma mater, Eastern Washington University, in the 509. Go Eagles. Can anybody name the best football player to come out of that school outside of Blaine Craig? Because I think that there is clearly one answer. Can anybody name it? Let me know down below. Snorlax, one of my favorite Pokemon. If AOC gets the team to start winning games, what will happen to our draft in 2026? I mean, to me, this Raiders organization, what I was told the offseason was this is going to be a team that wins in the trenches. And I was told by that person that this team would win on the offensive line, defensive line. It's why they went out and they drafted Genty. I think because you made that commitment to Genty and your last 2 first-round picks in Bowers and Genty are very physical players, I also think because you went out and got like JPJ, who should play center, another very physical player, I think you got to build the trenches. And I mean, we have just, again, so many holes, man. So many different holes, but you got to invest in the trenches or else you're just going to piss away Ashton Genty's picks. You're going to piss away Brock Bowers' career. You're not going to be able to get a quarterback. Like, no quarterback's going to be able to develop with this offensive line right now. Wild one. You say that every time you open your mouth and insert food again. It's okay. Next one, whole can of Cheese Whiz. So what he's saying here is, I always make deals. Cheese Whiz really grosses me out. And I know I always say it, but again, I do this show to make people happy, even if that means I got to put myself through a little bit of pain. Because, man, growing up right now, like if you and I weren't friends, like if I eat something gross and we're friends, I'm gonna be like, dude, you gotta try this. Like, you gotta test this out. Tank, what's up, Tank? Mendoza is quarterback, Clint Kubiak is head coach. Go Raiders. Where do I sign up? It is a K, just so you know. It's Clint Kubiak with a K. But where do I sign up? We got some sources with the Kubiak family here through Chugs, so shout out to Chugs. And, we said it before, like Kubiak was somebody that I really wanted when he went down to New Orleans. Now he's doing some magic in Seattle. I think that the Kubiak offense would work really well with some of the players that we have on this team. I would be on board. There's a lot of coaches that we could pick that would be better than Pete, though. What's up, Blaine? A better question is, who is the Eastern Washington University player that was drafted by the Raiders? What? Because the other guy was Cooper Kupp. The Eastern Washington player that was drafted by the Raiders. Can you give me the year, Blaine? You don't have to super. Just give me the year. Give me the year. Interested. I don't know. Next one coming in. Are we all caught up? I think we got a few more super chats to get to. Reminder, y'all. Reminder, if you want to get in for a chance to win some money, it has just crossed midnight for Gage and I here. So once we get through all the supers, I'm going to hop on out of here. And then we still have a duck race to be able to do. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Nico Laz is in. Simon TG, you in. As a Browns fan, it's been a good day. Well, Tony, as a Browns fan, again, our Browns host here at Chat Sports, JOD, came up to me and he's like, he was basically like, are they that bad every game? That bad every game? No, that's actually, like tonight, I actually think it was probably the worst Raiders game I've ever seen. And I've seen a game where Derek Carr didn't cross midfield. I've seen games where we've lost 48-9. And I know the Browns beat us by 14, but that's not a good Browns team. They're 2-8 for a reason. You know, like they're 2-8 for a reason. So I've seen a lot of really bad football games in my day. This is up there, man. Congrats though to the Browns. Gary, Mitch and Gage had to eat a hot chip. Blame Geno. Bingo. Now you're getting it, Gary. Now you're getting it, Gary. Blaine. I don't have the answer to. Oh, I was going to say, I don't know. He said 2011. I have no idea. 2011 is a long time ago. What were you doing in 2011?
I would watch the games, but I was not really into it. I'll be honest with you.
Like, what grade were you in?
3rd grade.
Nice.
So a little while ago. I was telling them that the last time the Jets made the playoffs, I was in elementary school. 2nd grade.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, elementary.
I don't think that's right.
That's how you say it. Elementary. It's spelled Elementary. Elementary.
You also say Crumby?
What do you mean by Crombie?
No, Crumby.
Oh, Crummy?
Just Crumb.
Crumb?
I've never heard anybody say elementary that way.
Really?
I'm so mind blown right now. Am I tripping or is he tripping?
It's elementary. Right? I thought
Are
it
you
was.
effing with me, Gage? Is this a bit?
No, I'm being serious. That's what I say all the time.
People are spamming Taiwan Jones. I feel like I've never heard it said that way.
Seriously?
Yeah, 2011, I just graduated high school.
Wow.
Would have been a legendary show back then. Me as a senior with a 3rd grader. Probably nothing would have been an issue with that.
Yeah. Nothing wrong
way.
with that at all.
It's elementary from Bryce. I agree.
Well, where's the tree in elementary? In elementary. It says if it's spelled elementary, where's the tree?
Elementary.
Elementary, yeah, elementary school.
I can't do it. I don't know. I've never heard of elementary school. I'm not kidding you. I say elementary. Maybe I'm crazy. Gary says LM entry. Are you guys with me or Gage? 1 for me, M for Mitch, G for Gage. I think that's fair. M for Mitch, G for Gage. Let's go to Alexander. How would you pronounce that last name?
Fausto? Or Fausto?
F-A-U-Sto. Gino never has the fire in his eyes. Yeah, man, I don't know what Gino's going to do at this point. There is nothing that Gino can do to save his career with the Raiders. I know it. You know it. We all know it. It's time to move on. Christian, next year could be a breaking point with a top 3 pick, most likely top 3 in cap space, but need the right staff. New England did it this past season. Odds. I mean, I think there's no doubt we're going to have a top 3 pick because I don't see us winning another football game for the rest of the season. Are we beating the Chargers? No. Are we going to beat the Broncos? Nope. Eagles? Nope. Texans? Can you imagine that defensive line going up against this Raiders offensive line? Christ. Giants? Maybe. It's not going to be good. Giants are light years of a better football team than the Raiders, and they have the same record. Week 18's then the Chiefs, and that's going to be a team that's fighting for a playoff spot. So I don't think we win another game all season. And I think we are going to have an opportunity to get the number 1 overall pick, which should be fun. Should be fun. David, Next season, focus on the O-line and defense secondary, draft a quarterback, possibly make a deal for Mac Jones and say bye-bye to Geno. If we possibly made a deal for Mac Jones, and I hate that this is the only thing that I'm going to say because I really agree with a lot of the other stuff that you have in here. Quite frankly, I think I agree with everything. I don't want another journeyman. I don't want another bridge. I don't want another guy. Mac Jones is doing a good job in San Francisco because Kyle Shanahan is a hell of a coach. And right now what's happening in San Francisco is proof that when you have the right guys calling the shots, you can have injuries. You can have players missing time. You can have X, Y, Z, and you're still going to be able to find ways to win. And I want nothing, and I mean no part at all. No part at all. No part at all of Mac Jones. Jersey boy. Blame Geno. I mean, I'll say this. I think we're seeing a lot more M's than G's. I see a few people asking, what did I miss? Well, Chip Kelly was fired. That's what y'all missed. Tank! Jets versus Saints, absolutely important game for us. Monumental game. Is that game this week? 2 weeks from now. Hang on a second here. Jets versus Saints. December 21st. Yep, at noon. Oh, man. I literally have a flight that day my flight that day is 6 a.m. Coming back from Pennsylvania. I'm not going to be able to make it time for live, but when I go live for the Raiders-Texans game, which might be one of the craziest games that we do, going up against Chugs, we'll probably talk about that Tank game a little bit, no doubt. Joey Baxter. What up, Baxter? What up, Baxter? Blaine Gage, you got to work on your banging. He just... No, I got some crazy Gage stories if you guys want to hear a Gage story. If you guys bang, I'm going to tell a Gage story. But Gage has got to bang with me. Giggity. It's, let's just say it has to deal with an animal in the wild. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Darth, you're in. Stephen Mont, in. Rudy Mendez, in. Gabriel Ruiz, you in. $20 Venmo to win $240 here on this program. Let's go to Alexander. Never had the fire, man. Never had the fire. I believe we got one more to get to if I am correct, and I believe it's Born a Raiders fan. If Pete is fired, who else is out there? Again, from my knowledge, Pete will not be fired during the regular season. Pete will be asked to step down at the end of the season, is my gut feeling, based on how much different it's been the last few weeks, just in the information that I was given. Because when it goes from being, it's not going to happen, it's impossible to, well, actually, there's a chance, that means those conversations are happening, and they've been happening. The Pete Carroll conversation started after the Thursday night football game. And then the Monday night game didn't go well. And again, I put out a video that if Chip Kelly or if the Raiders lose to Shador and the Browns, Chip Kelly's going to get fired. And I hope you guys know that that's why I do this show, to relay information, to be able to sit back, have a good time, talk to y'all about certain things. But yeah, it's I'm actually going to... Told you Chip would be fired. Let me share it real quick. Yep. Born. Yep. And then I see one more coming in here from Tank. In terms of Pete, though, I did put out a video of Pete Carroll replacements if they move on from him in the year 2026. So I go through some offensive guys, some defensive guys, and then there's also some other players that have never there's also some guys that have no chance of being hired. So just check out that video. Tank, Moore or Mendoza? Mendoza. I'm a Mendoza guy over Moore, and I think Moore is a really good quarterback. I just think Mendoza is a little bit more complete as a quarterback right now. To me, again, I think we have three options. And I'm not saying that these are like, you got to do them in this order. It is franchise quarterback, build your offensive line, trade back, get more picks. That's honestly what the Raiders should do. And what I'm about to say is probably going to freak people out because if the Raiders had the number 1 overall pick, and if the New York Jets are like, what do you want for it? To go out and get their quarterback? Because, again, I know the Jets want Mendoza. I had a family member was really, really close with Boomer Esiason. So, like, we got a lot of connections in that regard. Boomer's really tied in with New York and the Jets and that whole organization. And Mendoza's the guy that they want. Mendoza's going to be the guy they go out and try to get. And I think if the Raiders had the number 1 pick, I think the Kings ransom that you would be able to get from New York, an organization that showed you during the trade deadline, they're going to try to go get their guy. And they won 2 games, and, that team's still playing hard. I think if the Raiders were picking number 1 overall, and if the Jets were 2 or 3, I think you get 3 first-round picks from them. But that's because they want their guy. Now, again, I love me some Mendoza. But if you gave me 3 first-round picks, with the amount of holes that this team has, I mean, you can't just insert a quarterback and fix this problem. We got a Bonnie Blue issue. A lot of holes to fill. Serena, Mitch, legend, thank you, and F. Chip Kelly. Fire him. I don't know when this one's even from. Okay, Serena, fair enough. Serena, I'm with you, man. Woman, I don't... Get a pick. No, Darth. Oh, man. You want to read this one for me?
Gotcha. Had my prostate exam last week. I heard the doctor say, Steve, don't get aroused. It's just a medical procedure. I said my name, not Steve. The doctor replied, I know, I am Steve.
Holy shit, dude. Oh, Darth. Never change, man. Never change, Darth. Holy shit. Never change, Darth. I will say this. My stomach. I feel better. But my stomach, I can feel the spin. The spin cycle. Starting to do the spin cycle. Gilberto. What offensive line players you... okay. Keeping. Who do you think we get? Again, you got to keep JPJ, Colt Miller at left tackle. JPJ's got to be your center. I would actually entertain the idea of kicking in DJ Glaze to guard. It's where we had him evaluated here at Chat Sports. I would put Charles Grant at right tackle. And then between Jordan Meredith, Caleb Rogers, got to be able to figure out that other guard position. But Dylan Parham's gone. He's so gone. I don't think they're going to bring back Alex Kappa. He's got $0 million guaranteed on his contract. But, yep. Martinez. F what any Raider channel talking about what they hate on Mitch. I'm original Oakland Nation veteran, and I give Mitch the nod as a true Raider Nation. He's always there with us. Real mother effer. Martinez 209, man. I saw a middle finger, so I was like, I don't know if that's coming for me, if that's just for Geno Smith or what it is, but I appreciate that, dude. And, again, I think at the end of the day, haters are going to hate. It's just the way that it is. And, I've had a lot of people recently be like, well, Mitch, how would you feel if, you were getting as much hate and negativity as Geno's getting? And, yeah, I mean, it's probably an unfathomable thing to be able to figure out. But I'll tell you this right now. I'd much rather get the hate that Geno's getting and have $66 million in my bank account compared to the hate that I already get and the not $66 million in my bank account. And I know, 99% of Raiders fans, I honestly think like me. There's that 1%, and a lot of it's other content creators that, I don't know if it's jealousy, I don't know what it is. And, again, I wish people would look at the fact that we also started with 0 subscribers, and I think people forget that a lot. I think people forget that we started with 0 subscribers, we started with 0 videos, started with 0 sources, started with 0 everything. But it's like anything in life, man. You got to work for it. You got to grind. And I think anybody that's ever started their own company, anybody that has ran their own podcast, anybody that's, I don't know, really feels like they've put their blood, sweat, and tears into something, and when you get positive results, and I do think that this show is positive results, but, oh, man, this guy's crazy. The Weldinator! Bang! Much better gauge.
Improve it already.
I'm not sure if you heard, Mitch, but Richie Incognito was talking mad shit about Chip Kelly. Do you think he should bring him in as our own line coach? Yeah. I talked to Rich, I don't know, like last week, and I said thanks to Rich, for holding it down. It was like with the whole Aqib Talib thing, and Rich and I have had some conversations, and I want somebody that wants to be a coach here. I want somebody that will command respect in that locker room, and I want somebody that fits that mentality. Because I'll promise you this right now: if Richie Incognito was the Raiders' offensive line coach, JPJ's playing center. And I think, Incognito's got that mindset that I want in my offensive line. And if anybody, wants to bring up the past with, like, the Dolphins with Incognito, I encourage you to look the most recent stories around that story because a lot of it looked to be fabricated, which is a very sad thing. And, again, like I can remember when that whole story went down with Richie, and it was not good. And I will have Richie Incognito's back because Richie Incognito, I know, has got my back. And I'm the type of person, like, I'm going to trust y'all until you give me a reason not to trust you. And I'm going to have your back. And that's why, again, the whole Geno Smith thing is at the point where it's at. I don't think anybody out there had Geno's back more than I did. And for Geno to fail at his job, block me, I don't know if Geno sent family members after me and other content creators. It wouldn't shock me based on the way that he acted today. And then today for him to run off the field, throw up a finger to some Raiders fans and say, fuck you, bitch, to Raiders fans. I mean, if that's the leader that you guys want on your team, and I'm not saying you guys as you guys. I'm saying Pete Carroll, John Spytek, you guys. But I'll tell you this. The show that I had prepared going out tomorrow was going to be a lot of stuff that happened tonight. But my new objective is to either get Geno Smith suspended, to get his contract voided, and to get his ass out of here. That's going to be my next goal for the week. So, again, I hope that people realize that we can be a loud voice together, and I hope that people really, truly can see, like, we can make differences. Your voice can be heard. My voice, I know, is heard. And with all of our voices together, we are proving every year that we can be heard. Every year, man. Born a Raider fan. Should we look at college or the NFL at the next OC? I think it depends. I mean, the true honest way to answer this question is somebody asked me the other day, what's the first thing that I would do if I was able to make decisions for the Raiders? I'd have a conversation with John Spytek and Brian Stark. John Spytek, the GM, Brian Stark, the assistant general manager, and I would sit with everybody in that front office, and I would say, gentlemen, what's the plan? Give me a plan. Depending on what that plan is, totally dictates who we should go out and get, right? Like, if we're going to be a team that really wants to establish the run and really focus on getting Ashton Genty involved, I actually don't think, like, going out and getting a guy like Mike McDaniel is a bad idea. Do I think Mike McDaniel should be a head coach? No. I think he's a really good offensive coordinator that designs run plays from the Shanahan tree that can get the running back going. I mean, look at what a guy like Devon Achane has been able to do. It's a great running game, right? Or if you want to go quarterback in the first round, maybe you go out and get a guy like Brian Dable. Same thing. Do I think Brian Dable is a great head coach? Probably not. But I'll also say that I think Brian Dable did some really good things with Daniel Jones. I think Brian Dable did some great things with Josh Allen. And I think Brian Dable did some damn good things with Jackson Dart. And I do think that Brian Dable's an interesting option there. But, again, I'm not saying that those are the guys that I want. I'm just, every situation is different. What you need to do is you need to sit down with your team, your organization, look at the players and go, who do I want to build around? Because to me, I want to play fuck you football. And I think with JPJ at center, Colt Miller at left tackle, a great tight end duo in Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, and a freaking physical, dominant running back and Ashton Genty, we do have pieces to play fuck you football. And when you draft 2 linemen in the 3rd round, I know they're still developing, but that's the hope, right? Like that you can play that brand of football. Whatever guy helps you play fuck you football, that's the guy I want to go out and get. Gilbert, will Brady be able to coach for the Raiders at one point? No. Nope. He can't. And he won't. Why would Tom Brady turn down his deal with Fox? Because Mark ain't going to pay more than what Fox is paying him. Fox gave him, I think it was, 11 years, $284 million. Mark ain't outdoing that. Mark technically already has outdone that, making him a 5%, owner. So if the Raiders sell 5%, I don't know, what's 5% of $8 billion? It's a pretty good number. I'll tell you this, it's a pretty good number. Pretty good number. All right, y'all. We're going to run the duck race here. I think I'm going to let Gage get some sleep because I'm running out of juice. I'm running out of juice. What time did you get here this morning?
I think 8:30, 9:30ish.
8:30, 9:30ish for Gage this morning. I mean, you're looking at a solid 14-hour day. I got here at 11, so I can't really talk. I can't really talk all that much. So we are going to do a duck race. Do you know how to get the duck races set up? Never done a duck race. First ever duck race. This is going to be electric. Hang on a second here. I do have to send you a message before we do this. All right. People getting in the duck race here. I see Gabriel, you got it in. Michael Doge, hopefully I pronounced that right. And then Stephen Mont is in. 20 to win, $260. Mitch, did you see what Chip Kelly said about his firing? I did not. Is there something out there that can show it? I would love to be able to see. I did not see. Though there's a part of me that thinks that this is going to be an inside joke. This is also an inside joke. Steven Montanez! Bang! Montanez! Montanez! Let's go, man. Chip Kelly is gone. The Wicked Witch is dead. And yet there's still so many more things that we need to do. I just saw Wicked 2 with my wife 2 nights ago. I'm not a musical fan. Very good movie. Not my cup of tea. But I think she loved it. She loved it. That's the witch is dead. The thing is, though, like, he's only the first witch. But again, you got dominoes. Tom McMahon, domino. Chip Kelly, domino. I think next domino is Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, Brandon Carroll. Change will happen. Burns said Marcus Freeman, next head coach, Mitch. The only reason why I'll say no to that is because I think he just signed a deal throughout like 2030. I know he's the quarterback of C.J. Carr, and I know the Raiders are very interested in Carr in the year of 2027. I think in today's day and age of college football, Notre Dame is probably a better job than the Raiders. Like, I hate to say that, but there are a lot of jobs right now in college with what guys are getting paid that it's much better of a job than the Raiders. Something good is just about to happen. Pete Carroll, right before firing Chip. He didn't lie technically. You're not wrong, Nico. You're not wrong, bro. And again, something good's about to happen. Again, my source told me somebody was going to get fired. I know I tweeted it out. Again, people can believe me. People can not believe me. It is what it is. Fabian Moreno, you're in. LCA, you're in. Last call to get in the duck race. The only way that you're going to keep me here any longer, my final deal of the night. It's a big one, so buckle up. $500 Venmo. $500 Venmo. I'll stay an hour, and I will do a Mitch shit show, which means we'll get the beers out, and every bang we'll put down a beer. If you guys really want to celebrate this Chip Kelly firing. If not, I will say this. I will be back here tomorrow. I will be live again at 12 Eastern time. So, what's the clock on that? It's about 10 hours from now. I'll be live again. You guys will get a video bright and early tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Gonna have to make some changes. I'm not gonna lie to all of y'all because the video I already. Or I'll be. No, I shouldn't do that because I already recorded a video. Do I keep it? Do I put the video out that I was gonna put out tomorrow morning, or do we make some changes to it? What do y'all think? Because it's heated, and I sent a photo to one of my buddies who is very well connected, and I said, "What do you think? Is this too much?" He said he loved it. So, we shall see, man. We shall see. Knows Oakland says, "Damn, you still live?" Hey, man, Chip Kelly got fired, right? To me, if I'm gonna say the things that I do, and don't get me wrong, I come after people. It's what this show's about. It's wearing your emotions on your sleeve. It's about being a real one. Being a real one's being honest. And until there's not a single person in that Raiders organization, there's not a single person on the planet that shows commitment to excellence more than the Raiders report here at Chat Sports to Raider Nation. Again, my loyalty is not to Raiders players. My loyalty is not to coaches. My loyalty is not to front office. My loyalty is not to Mark Davis. So, Mark, I got you. My loyalty is always with Raider Nation. That's why I say nobody's above the shield. It's why I'm not afraid to say, Geno Smith, go fuck yourself. It's why I'm not afraid to say, Pete Carroll, please retire. It's why I'm not afraid to say, Brennan Carroll, Nepo, baby. It's why I'm not afraid to say, John Spytek, you better go suspend Geno Smith, or else you've been the one that's kind of in the background. It's time for you to act like a GM. I know these guys see these shows. I'm not saying they're going to see this one. I guarantee you nobody sees this show unless somebody sends it to them, right? Because it's late at night after that game. They're not going to want to watch or listen to anything. I know that. Y'all know that. But I rock with the nation because as soon as something happens, my job here, to me in my mind, I consider myself the voice of Raider Nation. I hope that doesn't upset anybody that's listening to the show, but we've been the most watched Raiders show in the world for 7 years for a reason. Until somebody starts putting out more work than me, than our group, I don't know what's going to change, and I'm excited for some of the things that are on the horizon. I think we're pretty damn close to me being at a lot of training camp stuff. I think we're pretty damn close to potentially doing watch parties on game days at Allegiant Stadium. I'm talking to somebody right now about doing watch parties in Las Vegas, not at Allegiant Stadium, but in a arena, free to come to. Just pull up to the arena. Let's pack the joint. I'd rather pack the joint with Raider fans live in person, thousands of people, than going to Allegiant Stadium to watch that game again. I want Raiders fans to go support this team, but I also want Raiders fans to I don't blame people for not wanting to go to a game, to go watch the product that's out there with how much money it costs. It costs money to fly into Vegas. It costs money to stay in Vegas. It's super expensive for the product. Would anybody here walk into KFC and if they were like, hey, this chicken sandwich is $50, not going to go there. Right now, they're selling $50 chicken sandwiches for tickets. All right, y'all. I'm going to refresh my Venmo. I'm going to look. I don't have anybody else in this duck race. So I'm pretty sure you can just use the ducks. So all you got to do is copy. There's 28 names. So make sure you, 28. Oh, hang on. Greg Vac, you in. So I'm going to show you a tip. Ready? So go into the doc. You see the doc you're in? Copy. Paste. Yeah, you don't have to type them out. Oh, my God, my back. My neck. My back. My pussy and my crack. I said my neck. My back. My Raiders in. This team makes me do weird shit. This team makes me do weird shit. Makes me do weird shit. Oh, boy. So I'm looking right now. Are you happy with the Raiders firing Chip Kelly? 90% of those votes are for yes. 10% are for no. Martinez. I'll support this channel, but I'm boycotting the Raiders until they fire or make Pete and his son step down. Again, man, like I will say I appreciate the first. I will rock with this channel because I hear it a lot in times like this when people are like, Mitch, I'm going to watch your show, but I'm not going to watch the Raiders. And, like, I see you. I hear y'all. But at the same time, it's a lot of frustration, man. There's a lot of frustration that just builds up all the time. Blaine, you should put me in for stumping you on the Raiders question. All right, Blaine. I got you. Can you add Blaine? Yep. You got it, Blaine. You got it, Blaine. Either or. Full. Full's what it needs to be in then. Yep. Chip Kelly did not work out the way we were hoping, huh? Chip Kelly did not work out. Juan, Mitch, where are you at? I am located in Dallas, Texas. That is the headquarters of Chat Sports. Headquarters Chat Sports in Dallas, Texas. We were in San Francisco. Obviously, San Francisco had its own issues. And then we moved to Dallas because it was a lot cheaper. And then we had, during COVID and everything, I mean, we were like 4 of us. And then COVID happened. People didn't know what to do. So they watched people on YouTube. So, yeah, I think we could be at 50 people by the end of the Super Bowl. That's too much. By the end of free agency, the draft, I think we could be at 50 people. I'm hoping we're at 100 in the next 2 or 3 years. That'd be really cool. That's the goal. That's the goal. All right, y'all. Let's run this duck race. Final refresh. Oh, can you add Chris Molina? Yep, Chris Molina. Oh, Chris, you're waiting a long time, man. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's perfect. Just like that. That's perfect just like that. Let's do it. Yep. You ready? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's run it. Winner of this race will be going home with $300. Winner of this race, $300. Mark Gallagher out with a little bit of a lead now. Blaine, if you win, that's going to be wild, man. Fabian Moreno, Statue of Liberty right now. Joey Baxter is just, there's nothing there, man. Anthony F., naked. Darth Fatass, being responsible, always masking up. Simon TG is what my stomach feels like after eating that chip. It's not good. It's not good. Joey Baxter, nobody wants this game. Nobody wants it. I feel like I'm watching the Raiders offense right now. We're just moving backwards. Montanez. Tanya Smith. Come on, Tanya. Come on, Tanya. Come on, Tanya. Tanya Smith. 13 interceptions for Geno Smith. Blame Geno if you didn't win. Clearly, it was in the cards. Clearly, it was in the cards. Tanya Smith. $300. 100 buckaroos. Tanya, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. And congratulations to Raider Nation for getting Chip Kelly gone. Again, it's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the direction of change, because when dominoes fall in the NFL, more dominoes usually end up falling. And I don't know if more dominoes end up falling tomorrow. Again, source that I had told me that change was going to be coming, which is why I tweeted out. I don't even remember when the hell I tweeted it out. I remember I tweeted it out in all caps and being like, I wonder if I should delete this because it looks like I'm yelling and I'm not like sharing information. So I tweeted out at 8:55 p.m. my time. It is now 12:38 a.m. my time. Be ready for an eventful day tomorrow, Raider Nation. Firings and much more to come. I remember when I tweeted that, I was like, I wonder if I should have put like that not in caps because people are going to think I'm screaming. Again, what I was told change was going to happen. I did not know who it was going to be. I just connected the dots in my own mind about what was going to happen, and I'd like to say that we were pretty spot on with saying that Chip Kelly would be the person fired if they lose to the Browns. And what's crazy is I put out a video yesterday, said Chip Kelly's going to get fired if they lose to the Browns. So, oh man, sometimes I hate being right. But again, like when you know this team like the back of your hand, and I feel like I do know this team from top to bottom better than anybody, and I don't give a shit what anybody says out there. I don't, and that's just my mentality. And it's I think it's one of those things like, if you're a content creator out there and that upsets you, I don't mean it as a statement to you. I'm just confident in my own ability to be able to do this show, and we've done the show for a long time, so I hope that nobody takes offense to that. I do. I think I cover the Raiders better than anybody on the planet. That's the mindset that I have. But I also think that we've proved it. So it's besides the point. If you don't like what I said, blame Gino. That's what I've learned. The amount of things that I've been able to, in my mind, blame Gino on. I mean, I was telling stories earlier today. We ran out of toilet paper in my house, kind of. There was 5 squares left on it. I think we could have used it. But blame Gino, right? Stub your toe, blame Gino. Fall down the steps, blame Gino. I don't know. You shit your pants, blame Gino. Can't cook dinner for your wife, blame Gino. You got to come back into work at 12:40 in the morning, blame Gino. If something happens, you can blame Gino. And I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave this, Tanya. I don't know if you're still here. I hope that you got the money. I hope that you confirmed down below. Got it. Thanks. I saw it. Raider Nation from Life from PA. Tanya, that's awesome. Congrats again. $300 to you. Your girl gets mad at you. Blame Gino. Yep. Again, if you got a problem, blame Gino. Here's one thing, though. I'm going to hop on out of here. Shout out to Gage for literally running back to the studio. If it wasn't for Gage, I don't know if we would have been able to do this live show because I was going to do the show from my house. And Alex told me you should probably go back in if you're going to be yelling and screaming because I knew I was going to be yelling and screaming. It's a wild, wild day here. Tomorrow's going to be a wild day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, today, noon Eastern time. That's literally 10 hours from now. I'll be live yet again on this program. We'll be talking about this game. We'll be talking about all the other craziness that ended up going down. There is a lot of other things that, again, need to be discussed. I don't know if anything's going to happen, but the reason why I wanted to be able to go live, because, again, I was told that changes were going to happen, but also the Pete Carroll presser. I want to hear that Pete Carroll presser tomorrow. Can't wait to hear it, quite frankly. Oh, before I get out of here, one more thing. And as soon as I say this, we can get out of here, okay? Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I do think that good times are ahead. Renee, just waking up to my morning business, just saw what happened. That's good that he's fired. Renee, good morning to you. I'm happy that you're happy that it's gone. But I have one more final statement. Because Chip Kelly is fired. Pete, you're going to lose the fan base. Mark, you're going to lose a lot of money. It's time to suspend Geno Smith. It's time to try to void his contract because him to be able to walk off a field, flip off fans, and say, fuck you, bitch, to fans is inexcusable. Al Davis would not stand for it. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody that has an ounce of respect for its fans would stand for it. Pete, I need you to prove to me that you care more about the Raiders than Geno Smith. I think it's the number one way that you could potentially save your job. And if it doesn't happen, I think it's time to move on from Pete Carroll. We already think it's time to move on from Pete Carroll. So, Geno, you know where to find me. You can keep sending your trolls to me. You can keep sending your family members after me. It's not going to scare me. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm not going to back down. I do not care what you have to say. You blocked me for a reason. Obviously, I got underneath your skin, and I know I'm not the only one. But before you start throwing middle fingers at fans, I think you should look at yourself in the mirror and go, is it the fans' fault that I suck? I don't think it's the fans' fault that you suck. And I can't wait for the day that Geno Smith is no longer a Raider. So before I get out of here, I got one more thing to say. Blame Geno, you can go fuck yourself.